The following program is hosted by immature, irreverent, obnoxious, and often disgusting young men. Listener discretion is advised.
This time on Nude Clan, your request is my command?
Shall we play a game?
Welcome to another episode of Nude Clan. I am Joe.
And this is Cameron.
Caleb Craig.
Caleb Schweiss.
And as you can tell by the beginning of the episode, I was not ready for that preview segment dealio there.
That's a great foreshadowing for the rest of the episode, though.
Oh, fuck you, man.
It set the tone immediately.
I did an impromptu survey a few weeks ago, and I was asked by multiple people via Twitter, via the forums.
Wait. People?
Yeah.
See, I couldn't let him do it. We always let him get away with it. He never lets us get away with it.
I was asked by multiple people to please give us the results of the survey. And I tried to give it on UFF, and I must have been like boring as hell because Schweiss cut me off and wanted to continue the show. So I will do the survey on this show. I will give the results of our
and be boring as hell, and then we'll have to
on our Geekdom Entertainment Network survey. No, we'll talk about the results, man. This show's never boring, ever.
It's true.
So
also because I'm here.
Because you're here?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That must be why Caleb begged me to come down and.
You just didn't want the show to sound like
person
shit,
this time.
Yeah. Oh, it's mostly the quality, honestly. That and I don't want to record on Saturday night at like 10:30 ever again.
Okay.
Although we could have avoided that this week anyway. We could have started at like 6.
Yeah, we could have.
Last night.
We could have started at
was
5.
he here at 6?
No, he wasn't here, but he
got off work early.
off work. Yeah.
Well, fuck. Then yeah.
I'm averaging about an hour and a half earlier this week than I was last week.
Are you the same number of deliveries or
More.
Okay.
More deliveries.
Well, there you go. You're learning the route, Joe.
I am learning the route. There are still these fuckface little things that happen that add time to my route, but sometimes old angry men will see that you sped about 5 miles an hour extra in their neighborhood and cut you off with their truck to yell at you and tell you that they're going to report you. Which I don't know who they're going to report to. Unless they have like a speed gun, they have no way of proving that I was speeding. So those requests get ignored.
Yeah, he'd just be like, yeah, boss, I wasn't speeding. And it's over.
I did tell my boss, I was like, I probably was speeding, but I was probably going 27 into 25. It's hard to get the truck to get up to speed. So it's not like a whoops. I'm in this amazing car with like a V8 engine and I'm just like, oh, I barely touched the gas and I'm like 10 miles an hour over. No, this thing you have to want to speed in order to speed in this gigantic fucking van. So it's like, it's not going to happen. And this fuckface, dude, it wasn't a school zone. So I know I can go 25 miles an hour in his neighborhood. And he was yelling at me. And he's like, it's 20. I'm like, I just let him yell at me. And I must have had the same smirk I had on in Miss Burton's fucking class in English class in middle school or was that junior high or was that middle school?
Junior high.
It's junior high.
Yeah. Where you're just like, I know you have a wig on.
No,
I
here's the thing. I get
does.
when someone like really freaks, when someone gets really angry, maybe my reaction should be to let's bring it down, or maybe I should apologize immediately, but I just kind of let him go and I stay silent, and the look on my face is like a wide-eyed, like, when is this going to be done, uncomfortable smirk. It's not, it was funny when I watched Mrs. Burton freak out in English class about everybody being shitty students. But this guy wasn't necessarily funny. He was bugging the shit out of me because I wanted to get past him. And then he was like, "Do you think this is funny?" And I'm like, "Sir, I don't know what to say when you're yelling at me like this right now. Say you're sorry." I'm like, "I'm sorry."
What?
Here's the thing. I have an issue, and this is probably going to be a curse that will hurt me for the rest of my life. I can't. It's really hard to apologize when I'm not sorry. I know I should. I know it's work, and like the automatic thing is like, "I'm sorry, sir, blah 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 blah. I'm so sorry." It's really, really difficult when I know I wasn't doing fucking anything wrong, and this guy cut me off with his fucking truck to yell at me. So fuck that guy. First off, I know where he lives. That's a real fucking problem. And if I ever have to deliver mail to his house, he's got to think fucking twice next time he does that shit. That was not a real threat. I just want to lay that down there. Whoop, whoop. I will consider it though.
Just
You will consider it a
pee
real
on his
threat?
package just a little bit.
Just pee on it a little bit.
Yeah, just a teeny bit of like dribble of piss.
Like I spat on my microphone.
I was
a
just
second
thinking,
ago.
like, you're just going to chuck his package up to his doorstep. Reminded me of a little...
Just drop kick it.
It reminded me of this one guy who caught the FedEx guy who every time he'd deliver mail to his place, he would like shake it up and throw it on his doorstep. He'd kick it on his doorsteps, drop it. And so the last time he saw the guy drop his package, he dove out of the doorway and started wailing on him.
Wow.
So keep a lookout for that.
I don't do that to people's packages. I also don't speed. Not to an insane degree where you should shout at someone for being unsafe. I don't think.
Yeah, him cutting you off, he was...
I was like, you're cutting me off, and you're cutting me off in traffic. He literally he knew I was in a roundabout. He knew I was going to be cut off, so I had to turn around in a cul-de-sac, come back the other way. The guy literally did it on purpose. He got into his truck and blocked me off in the road to yell at me.
You should have just like pushed
And
him
then
out of the way.
I did tell my boss, I was like, "Hey,
Dude, that's
you might."
illegal.
I know.
Yeah, I know it's fucking illegal.
Then you should have gotten his license plate, reported him as revenge.
No,
Like,
there's nothing to report.
Yeah, they're not going to do anything.
No one's gonna do anything. Not my boss.
dude, if you tell the cops that he stopped you from
No,
doing your
they're not
job
gonna do
in an
shit.
illegal way,
They're not
they
gonna do
will
shit.
visit him.
I don't think they will.
Yeah, I don't know,
They
man.
I
got
don't
it.
think
That's
they will.
ridiculous.
I think it'd be ridiculous to visit someone for that because it's over.
It's just
and
someone's
nothing
word.
happened.
It's just someone's
No,
word. That's why.
if he
that's-
refuses to leave, then I would contemplate calling.
Well, yeah, at that point, yeah.
It's hearsay. The hearsay
Yeah.
is also that I was speeding.
Right, that's the thing, is Joe won't get in trouble because it's their
Now,
word against him.
I
The guy,
admit
it
totally.
seems like he would totally admit to it just because he'd be like, "Well, he was speeding." So
I admit
had to,
totally
like,
that I was
mind.
I was probably speeding, but I was definitely under 30 miles an hour going through that neighborhood. So that happened. I told my boss, and my boss was like, "Yeah, it doesn't matter what he says because we get complaints like that all the time. We can't do anything because do you have a speed
Who would
gun?"
literally complain about that? Like,
Who would
You
complain?
don't know. Someone like
what
that
kind of
might
life do
just
these
buy a
people
speed
live
gun
because
just
they're like,
so they could.
you're-
His
PS
concern
people.
was that there's kids in the neighborhood and that I was driving unsafely fast. You know what would have
if there
happened?
were children, do
Excuse
they
me.
just assume that you're just gonna run over children?
I do.
That's oh, okay. Well, then
it's just standard
then
practice.
he was in the right to
Yeah,
cut
there
you
was
off.
brain, there was
Yeah.
brain matter in my grill.
No, here's the thing. Here's what would have been better. If the guy had flagged me down and was like, "Hey, I know that you're in a hurry, but could you please slow down?" And then I would have been like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't notice that. I'll slow down." That could have been it. That could have been it. And you know what? I would have respected the guy, and every time I was in his neighborhood, I would have slowed down.
But now I'm going to go extra fast.
Yeah, now you're going to go like 50
But now I
plus.
fucking hate that guy. And now we have a different result here. So fuck that guy. That's where. How did we get here? How did we get onto this conversation?
I have no idea.
Anyway,
We got on the conversation because we wanted to start recording.
Oh
earlier.
yeah, because you got off early. You were doing.
oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
that's
I
right.
got off early, probably because I was going 5 miles an hour.
Yeah,
over the
because you were
speed limit.
speeding all day. You're not actually better. You're just
Catching children in
you're
your
just
grill.
faster.
Yeah. So I realized I am
many
much better
scalps.
on my job when I have caffeine than when I'm not. Because I'll run when I have caffeine. I won't run when I don't have caffeine. I'll get done.
You gotta run or you're
I'll get
fucked.
done
Same
like an
thing
hour
for me. If
earlier.
I don't have caffeine at work, it's just not worth it
So
anymore.
basically, I've ruined myself, and I need stimulants in order to perform.
Basic duties.
If you have an erection lasting
Performance
longer than 4
enhancing
hours,
drugs.
All erections last longer than 4 hours, right?
Yeah, they should.
I thought that was just
You
normal.
should call a doctor if it's less than 4 hours.
Yeah.
What has everybody been playing?
Well, I have been playing Persona 5, a little bit of Overwatch. I tried it on my own, and let me tell you, playing with a whole team of randoms is the worst thing in the world.
Yes, it is.
And it is regardless of how well you are doing. If you are playing a role like a tank and you're trying to hold a spot, but no one else is doing it, then you're fucked. So that was fun. Also, I played several hours of Paragon last night, and that was a lot of fun. I quite enjoyed that.
Nice.
That's a MOBA, right?
Yeah,
How far are you into, or how far into Persona 5 are you?
I'm almost done with the first palace. I'm like at the end boss. Of
How many
the first
hours
palace.
into the game?
How many hours would you say that'd be?
I think the first part is like around 10 hours.
Have fun.
Yeah.
You know what the crappiest part is, Cameron? Nier Automata is totally before
I know it's 4 weeks.
Persona.
You know what
And
else?
speaking about that,
There will be delays. Don't worry.
fuck it, man.
Fuck it.
Fuck it.
So you guys are sharing the game. Should we punish both of you for not
No.
having it done?
No, I'll give
or
him
are you going to give him the copy first?
I'll give him the copy because
Give me the copy first. Yeah.
When we have the review either next week or probably the week after that. To be
Do you
honest, for the
do
next
you have
game.
the copy?
Not with me right now.
Wait,
But
so
do
you're
you
not
have
gonna,
the copy?
Yeah.
What you're
And
saying
you haven't
is,
played it yet.
Yeah.
Fuck.
What you're saying is you're not going to beat Alone in the Dark by next week?
I don't think I will.
What? It's like a 4-hour game.
It's
Oh
like
yeah,
8
I
hours.
forgot. I played what's it called?
We'll
The
get
Before
into
Dawn game. That free game, like
that
last
horror
year.
game?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been playing that.
How is it?
It's kind of stupid.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Damn.
it's a whole bunch of teenagers, and they have that. The horror movie Click when a whole bunch of teenagers get together. It's all about sex, and then they die. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just life,
Yep.
right?
That's pretty much
The
what the
game's
game
like
is
supposed
about.
to be about like the choices and. The
Well, it is
horror
about the
game.
choices
It's like,
you make. It's like a super heavy like butterfly effect thing.
Yeah.
And you have to like 50-50 random guess which choice is going to keep the game moving forward for that character. And it just kind of tells you danger's close. Be careful what you choose. And depending on what you choose, it changes the game for you.
Yeah, basically, it looks like a
Well, it
really
sounds interesting.
graphically well done Telltale game.
Yeah, it's graphic wise. They use the guy who's in Mr. Robot, the hacker.
No,
Just
I
saying
have
on
Caleb doesn't
Amazon
watch.
show.
No one watches Mr. Robot except for you. It's
He's in another show, but he is like one of the main characters of the game too.
okay.
Yeah, you know who I'm talking about?
No,
Okay,
like I said, no one at this table watches Mr. Robot except for you.
I watched the one season on Amazon. It was decent. So
Good. I'm glad. I've heard it's a good show. I just never.
It was a good
watched
show. Yeah.
What have you been playing, Craig?
Near Automata and tiny bit of Paragon and tiny bit of Persona 5.
Just a teensy bit.
But mostly Near Automata.
mostly. Explain the mostly.
Well, on Friday there was a 13-hour stream.
Oh wow.
Almost.
It was
13.
12 hours and like 42 minutes twice. I could say 13 hours.
And then you killed yourself at the end, and this is the afterlife.
If
is
I
that right?
had, I would not be here.
Because
But
that's what I feel like at the end of any game marathon. I feel like I am a gigantic piece of shit.
Well,
you-
spoiler for the next section, I beat all 3 playthroughs of Nier Automata.
It's strange. You only feel that way after a marathon. I mean,
Dude, if I had not gotten up halfway through the stream to go to the bathroom, I swear to God I would be glued to that chair.
Yeah, it would have
I would have fused with it.
It would have intertwined with your flesh.
Yeah, and it would have had to been surgically removed from my anus.
Why would you remove it though?
Why is it in your anus?
Why is it?
Yeah, well, you stepping that thing up there.
Yeah. Well, there's
You gotta
like,
get the couch cushion up there. It's perfect.
Well, no. See, I like
That's how you
I
sit, dude.
I put a dildo like in the middle of the chair, so I'd be like perfectly on the chair and never slide.
I
off.
guess that
there
does
you
keep
go.
your
That's a
It
good
pockets.
way to-
secures you in place. It's
It's-
like having a seatbelt on an office chair.
Does it
It's nothing sexual. It's just a.
It prevents you
it's
from-
egg to hold
Yeah,
you.
it's to be there. Yeah.
Okay, all
It
right.
prevents
For
you from
safety.
doing the video game crawl. Where you slowly get closer and closer to the screen. Then you realize, oh crap, and then you go back to your seat, and then you slowly get
Yeah,
closer to your
that's
screen.
it's to secure you in place. Yeah, it's specifically for that.
Yeah.
Speaking of dildos, was that thing on UFF's Amazon or was that on Nude Clan's Amazon?
It was UFFs.
Oh, it was UFF's?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Did we talk about it already?
No.
Oh, boy. We are talking about that on UFF today.
Yeah. Let's see. I have been playing mostly Nier Automata. I completed the first scenario. So I'm going to count it as beaten because I'm going to finish the rest of them. So, and I want a fucking game on that list because I haven't had one forever. I also played
Ladies and gentlemen,
FF14.
do we count that as beaten?
What do you think, Craig?
What?
Nier? Did I beat Nier?
You know, when I had completed the first playthrough, I totally thought I had beaten it, and then after I beat the third playthrough, I was like, nope. So you have to beat the third playthrough.
I think it should still count. I think for the Hog, we've only ever counted credits, and I got credits.
No, because the third playthrough is the ending to that first part.
I don't think it matters. I think
Are
credits
they
credits.
are they alt endings to a beginning game?
What do you mean?
I mean, like, are you just playing to get a new ending? Like,
No, it's
No, the third playthrough is a continuation of the first playthrough.
well, why the fuck did they put credits at the end of the first playthrough?
because they wanted it to count as a Hog game.
Dude, I don't know. I honestly, it's... Well, we'll talk
weird
about it in the
choice.
review, and I have a slight issue with it, so...
All right, we can keep it off. I guess
right.
it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna have it done next week anyway.
Yeah.
But let's see. I did that, and then I played some Final Fantasy 14. Oh wait, no. Last week was one of our 14 hours, wasn't it?
Yes, another 14 hours.
So I played a lot of Final Fantasy 14. Didn't really get that far though, because I was waiting for Joe all day, and then I ended up crafting for like an hour and a half. So you know my crafting's getting pretty solid in that game.
Nice.
Like level 16. I guess that's not pretty solid. That's still kind of shitty, but yeah, I don't know. And I think we're like 22 quests away from being done or something like that. 20 quests. So we're close.
Something like that. I bet we can finish it in this week. I bet
We can if you play.
Yeah, that's here's a little dealio, yo.
Delio?
I have not had much time to play with this new job. Since I've been working at least 10 hours a day. So what I would normally have if it were an 8-hour job, I'd have an extra 2 hours. And that extra 2 hours could be to a Nude Clan or a UFF game. Basically, I just pick one game a day to do a couple hours on, and that's pretty much it. And because 14 is like within my grasp and may stop looming over my life soon, I felt like that was the thing I should put my focus into, even though this other game is only 4 hours long. But are you done, Schweiss?
Yeah.
Okay. I have played Final Fantasy 14 this week, quite a bit. Of course, we had 14 hours of 14 last Sunday.
Right.
And then I also played some of this game called Alone in the Dark, the
Greatest
ultimate
game ever made.
the ultimate nightmare.
It's only a new nightmare.
No, it is a new nightmare as well. But I would also call it the ultimate nightmare experience. Ladies and gentlemen, I know that there was a question earlier on, like a few weeks ago, when Schweiss was like, have you ever played a game with tank controls? And I could not have told you if I had played a game with tank controls or not. I didn't understand the question.
Yeah.
But now
I do understand what tank controls are.
The swivel.
This is the first time, ladies and gentlemen, I have ever played a game with that control scheme.
Dude,
And it is fucking terrible. It's so fucking bad. Who would fucking make a game with that control scheme? What fucking crack do you have to be fucking smoking to be like, this is good shit, dude?
I gotta tell you that I love that the first
you're gonna
tank control
spin
game
around.
that you experienced is literally called A New Nightmare.
This is a nightmare, dude. And I know that it's supposed to be like a 4-hour long game, but I'm pretty sure it's a 4-hour long game for people who understand that fucking control scheme.
Dude.
I cannot fucking... Just getting from one screen to another for me is frustrating beyond belief, Craig. Beyond belief. Schweiss was on the fucking headphones with me when he was playing 14. I could not handle more than 20 minutes of that game at a time. I was just like, please let me pick up another save. Oh, fucking saves are terrible in that game. Please let me pick up another save charm so that I can save and get the fuck out of this piece of shit experience. And look, I was thinking when I'm playing it, I'm like, this wouldn't be a bad game if it weren't for these god-awful fucking controls.
But would it be a tough game? I mean, because it's
No, it wouldn't be a tough game, but maybe they could add some other elements to make it fun instead of just frustration on my left thumb, which doesn't understand what the fuck is going on. There's like I don't know, like with video games, even with the pre-rendered background shit, with the video games, you kind of have, if you've played a few games, you kind of have like this this automatic kind of feel when it comes to like I know that I can move forward with this stick and move backward with this, and like it's just automatic. You understand what you're supposed to do. Even Final Fantasy VII, which was a pre-rendered game, older than this game, it knew that you had to keep somewhat of the same control scheme as every other fucking game on the planet, even though they're pre-rendered backgrounds. Okay? This one's like, oh, it's pre-rendered, you know, he'll be facing different fuckface directions. So they have to just move forward with only the up button. Who thought that would be a good idea? It's fucking awful, dude. Those controls. I can't believe you guys played other games with these controls.
We had to play two of them.
Believe
Joe.
it.
Two of them.
I'm never. If anyone says that the game has tank controls, I will not play it. After this game, I don't care. You have told me, Craig, that this was the best out of all of them.
Yep,
as
that's
far
the
as
best
the controls
tank controls I have ever played with.
Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. Fuck these fucking controls. I'm never playing Resident Evil. I'm never playing Parasite Eve 2. Are there any other games with tank controls that you guys know of?
Oh, yeah.
There's a few.
Resident Evil 1, 2, 3, Parasite Eve 2, tank controls, Alone in the Dark. We've got
Silent Hill.
Silent Hill. That series is kind of tank control-y.
Fuck. Yeah. There's a few Godzilla games.
It's a lot of it's the survival horror.
There's others.
Is the survival horror. Now, you told me
Dino
twice.
Crisis. Dino Crisis has tank controls.
I'm never playing Dino Crisis.
It has tank controls.
It's okay, I'm never playing it.
Yes.
That was a game that you wanted to play, too.
I wanted to play it because it said Dino Crisis is the title. That's the only reason I've ever wanted to play Dino Crisis. But now that I know it's Dino Crisis, and the crisis part is that
controls?
You have to do it with tank controls if you want to play this game, and you're in a crisis of deciding whether or not you're going to play Dino Crisis. I'm not going to do it. Not going to fucking do it. I don't give a shit. This game is probably going to take me like 6 weeks to go through because I cannot handle it for a long period of time. I can't. I get so fucking mad, and I'm like, I'm wasting my goddamn life getting mad at this motherfucking control scheme. There's nothing else about the game that I would like fucking bitch about as much except for that goddamn controls. Cameron, have you ever fucking played these tank control things?
I've played Resident Evil 1.
What did you think?
Well, it was a fun experience. I mean, it was before I had a lot of other gaming knowledge back on the PS1 era, but it's not the best.
What's the matter with you fucking people?
Well, it's
This is the worst thing I've ever come across in my life.
it adds to the
This is worse controls than fucking Armored Core for fuckface.
it adds to the element, I think. Like if they didn't have difficult controls, the game would just be nothing. Basically, there would be no element of horror.
So the only way we can make a horror game.
I don't think that's a good excuse for a horror
The
game.
I'm not
only
saying it's a good
way
excuse.
we can make a horror game, is by having controls that are scary bad.
Yeah,
Well, I
'cause,
mean-
look at the fucking Dead Space. That thing is fucking. First time I played that game, I was like, "What the fuck?" That game freaks you the fuck out because everything can kill you in a moment.
It
and
can
it's like,
until you
it's
realize
freaky
that
as
the only
shit.
gun you've ever needed is the plasma cutter, the
That's
first
true.
gun you got, and then you two-shot everything in the game.
Well, eventually,
It ruins
yes.
itself for that. And I would say that Dead Space is not a good example because you can't move and shoot with Dead Space. That's the crippling fear in Dead Space. They add an element of fear because you're not just you're a technician. You're a mechanic. You can't just shoot while you're running. You're not a soldier.
There's nothing scary about the game itself.
So this guy,
It's only the fear of having to come into contact with your controller for that day.
well, I would say that
There's some fear elements.
I would say in Alone in the Dark-
atmosphere is pretty good.
I don't know the game. Obviously, I'm probably going to buy it and play it though, just to feel the pain. Plus, I've already ruined my goal for not buying games anyway. So
Look,
fuck
if
it.
you're already used to tank controls, you don't think it's that big of a deal, then you're probably not going to have a
honestly,
fucking
yeah,
problem.
dude,
I'll try
I
it.
do want you to try it just to see if you agree with me that it's the best tank controls game.
all right. I
The
played
best tank controls. Fantastic.
I played
tank
Resident Evil
controls.
2, so those were
That's-
pretty good.
Dude, that's just like it's a polished turd. Like, that's all. The
This
best
is
tank
the
controls would be.
best piece of shit you will ever eat.
But I will say though, like with the game, I mean,
It's entirely Kentucky Fried
it's
Chicken.
just it's corn. Lots of corn. Corn still tastes like corn. It's great.
just flakes of.
I mean, it's still shit. You're still gonna want to puke, but it is better than when we had Chipotle.
yeah. You know what? Here's the thing. One of the other things is like to make it feel more realistic. I think the survival horror genre does. They usually. A lot of times they'll play characters that aren't soldiers or anything like that. Like in Silent Hill, you're just some dudes. You're just a dad. You're just a regular guy who like came to this fucked up town. And it's crazy. So like it makes sense for him to have difficulties like doing things like that. Not necessarily the moving around difficulties, but it does make sense for it to be clunky and
Well,
hard for him to aim.
the shooting. The
he's not
shooting I
used
thought
to
was
it.
fine in Silent Hill, but the moving around is literally everything that I hated.
Honestly, though, Silent Hills they're not even that bad. Like, I think they're one of the better ones that I've played. They're way better than
Dude.
Resident Evil 1. Like, a world's better than Resident Evil 1 in
It's too
controls.
slow. It's too slow.
Dude, no. Resident Evil 1 is so much slower.
Dude, yes, Resident Evil 1 is.
I can't even
horrible.
play that game because how much I fucking hate the controls.
Dude, I
And the voice acting.
hate this control scheme. I will not play another game with this control scheme after this. It's official.
You can't say
I'm not
that.
gonna do it.
You can't say that, or else
I-
it's going to be voted.
I don't give a shit if it wins the vote, Cameron. I will not play it. Do you understand me? I will not. I refuse. Absolute.
It's got 4.5 stars
Refusal.
on PlayStation Store, just so you know.
I'm not saying that the game. Look, if I could get my fucking mind wrapped around these controls, I don't think this game would be terrible. It's the controls I'm whining about right now. It's I can't. I don't understand. I don't. It's
Controls
so bad.
are a big part of it.
It's so fucking bad, dude.
Yeah, Jake's...
And there's
Dude,
like
and
there's like an options menu that teases you.
Yeah.
It teases you with like control schemes, and all it's doing is switching the X, the O, and the square button. And all it's doing is just switching those around. It has like 4 different control schemes, and it's like, hey, but the left side of the controller, yeah, that stays.
Yeah. You know...
And it doesn't even let you do the sticks. You have to use the fucking D-pad. What is that shit?
The PS1
We want
doesn't
it
have a whole lot of
clunky,
analog games.
And we want your thumb to hurt after 5 minutes of playing this fucking game. Fuck that, dude.
The sick
It's
part is that
terrible.
the game came out in 01. Like,
Yeah, when they knew better.
It came out in 01?
yep.
a time when analog existed.
Very much so, yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. It's the horror element.
You don't want analog on one of these. You remember Parasite Eve 2.
Oh yeah, that's
you don't
right.
want that.
That's
it
right,
doesn't
yeah.
make anything any better at all.
No, well, Parasite Eve was just fucking terrible in general because it was super fast and twitchy, and yeah, the analog did not help that.
Dude, I can't fucking make a movement. I mean, trying to get past certain guys, it's counterintuitive.
Dude. Yeah,
It's fucking terrible.
and then the fucking dogs just run up at you. Fucking
Yes, and you know what? You don't get enough bullets in that game, too.
No.
So you just
No,
have to
you
run
don't.
from almost everything that's not a boss, and running away in that game is what's killing me. And I had to restart that game 3 times at the beginning because I didn't understand how to save, if I was supposed to kill things or not. It's awful.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be a great game, but it does look like it's around 80% overall. It's like 77.
dude, the announcer guy totally sounds like somebody that announces shit on Dragon Ball Z, and that just makes me laugh every time I fucking hear that dude talk.
Yeah.
A new nightmare. That guy?
Yeah,
okay.
the dude who like introduces and he like does the exact like timestamp shit.
Yeah, fuck that shit. Okay, this is worse. And I never played the other Resident Evil games, but I have tried to play Resident Evil 4. I could not get past you have to stand there, slowly aim and shoot. I understand that there's a skill involved with that. I understand that it adds to the horror element. But if the horror element is the badness of the experience of just my brain like going to my hands, like the signal going to my hands and my hands to the controller, like if that's the bad experience, that's the horror experience, I want nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I don't know. Resident Evil 4 is one of the best games.
I understand that people love that game.
And so is Resident Evil 2.
I
And
cannot.
that has tank controls.
I cannot. I just can't do it.
I would put it in the top 3 for PS1 games, alongside FF7 and Metal Gear Solid. Probably.
I can put a gun in my mouth
Yeah, you can. It's true.
and pull the trigger at the idea of playing another take control game.
I think you'll get used to it.
You do get used to it.
How long does it take? 8 hours?
The entirety of the game.
Hey, I'm used to it at the end.
Yeah, the last boss fight.
But
will be
then
easy.
again, I also did play 2 games before that, so
Wait, what? So was Silent Hill your first tank control game, Caleb?
the first one that I played all the way through. I'm not sure. I have experienced tank controls before that, though.
Oh, okay.
Jesus Christ.
You should,
All
just,
right.
you should just finish it, man. I'm going to be taking you home later. You can just do it while I'm driving back. Hour. Nothing crazy. Got the rest of the day.
I can't play the game for very long. I really can't. I get mad at it.
Just pull up a guide and zoom.
I
through.
have a guide pulled up. Don't worry. I have a guide pulled up. I don't want to do I only did one puzzle by myself because of frustration.
Yeah. That's another thing they always have is puzzles to.
Which, yeah, I would rather
Every
just have
horror
it be,
game in the PS1 genre is the same fucking game.
Pretty
yeah.
much, yeah.
Yeah.
Got keys you need to go find, key card access points, locked
Yep.
doors.
Did anybody beat a fuckface game this goddamn piece of shit tank control week?
I did not beat a game this week.
I beat Nier Automata.
Well, mine apparently doesn't count, so no.
I did not as well. Sweet.
Yeah.
Do we have
Next
any-
week, I'm coming back and I'm going to have Alone in the Dark done and Nier Automata.
Oh, yeah?
Pledge it right now. Yep. It'll
Jesus
happen.
Christ. All right. Do we have a question?
Yes, we actually have a few questions this time.
Oh, some people have been asking those questions.
All right, the first question is from Corey Bonsack. He says, did you guys watch the new Castlevania cartoon on Netflix yet, and are you planning to?
Yes, I binge watched all 4 episodes.
Did you
Yes,
really?
Yeah.
I did too.
Well, how was it?
Quite entertaining.
It's, dude, they're only like 20-minute
How's the
episodes,
voice
and there's
acting?
only 4 of them.
The voice acting
pretty
was
good.
good. So I guess Caleb told me that the idea of it is to be like an animated Game of Thrones type deal.
Well, that's
wouldn't
what they
quite-
wanted. They wanted to make it basically like that kind of quality.
I wouldn't quite say
But
it's
it's a cartoon.
there, but for an animated anime show, I enjoyed it.
Okay, I
Sweet.
haven't seen it yet, but I did like Symphony of the Night, so I can't see why.
It's
I wouldn't
in
watch
that
it.
timeline. It's supposed
Before.
to be like the very first part of that.
Oh,
timeline.
so it works for me then.
Yes.
I know. All right.
Yeah, I've never played a Castlevania game, so I have no interest in watching a Castlevania TV show. So that's my answer for that.
All right then.
You're shaking your head like I did something bad.
You should just watch it. It's only like
it's not that
It'll take
long.
you literally like an hour and 10 minutes.
Wait, is
to
it a
watch
season? Is it technically called a season?
It's
Yeah.
technically a season.
It's
but
only
it's
4 episodes that are
Ooh,
20 minutes
hot
long.
points.
Those are some hog points right there.
Those are some good, quick hog points right there.
It's exactly what it is. I'd recommend
Tell
that
you what.
everybody else go pick up those hog points.
When I could get my job down to 8 hours. I only watched like one movie last week. It was a failure in my mind. I was like, fuck. God damn it.
All right, Shinder asks, just curious, are there any game genres that you have never played before?
Oh.
Never?
Yeah.
Any game genre? That
Well, I mean, we'd
Survivor
have to
horror.
pull up
I guess so. Like, pull up a list of game genres, and we'll go down the list.
Game genres, as it were. Yeah.
All right, so Wikipedia has a list of video game genres.
That is 12 pages long from all the scrolling I'm hearing.
It's long, yes. All right. Well, fuck, this is a...
Are there
Let's get-
major categories?
We just broad categories.
Okay, I'll just do... Okay, action, adventure, role-playing, simulation, strategy, sports, other notable genres.
Other notable genres?
Because all of those, I've played. So what are the other
okay,
notable genres?
the other notable are MMO, casual
Yep.
game, party game, programming game,
Programming, no.
Programming game.
logic
Yes.
game, I would say yes.
Yes.
Trivia game, and board
Yes.
game, card game.
Yeah, we played all those.
Yeah,
Aside from what I don't know what programming game
Besides
means.
programming game, yeah.
Yeah.
let's look.
Unless it's like the typing games.
Final Fantasy 12 has some elements of a programming game.
Oh, with like the gambits?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
Final Fantasy 12 played that.
Every single genre covered.
But I'm thinking, I think he means like dating sims and weeb games.
And played some playing some Honey Pop.
I did play Honey Pop for like
I have
an hour
not
one day.
played anything like that.
It's all right. The gameplay's good. They're not as loose as I would hope, but you know.
It was, dude, the point of those is to not have loose chicks. You like gotta earn your way.
Although this persona is
They're
turning
so
into
mean.
a dating sim.
They're so mean to
Is
you
it?
in that game.
Yeah, the persona, it makes you want to cultivate relationships with people because you get better stuff if you do. But it's like, well, do you want to romance this character and go on dates with this character? I'm like, come on.
Well, you can do that, but you have to have a certain level of relationship with them.
Yeah, so I feel like we probably
Is there
have
any
touched on
benefit
every
for doing
genre.
that? Or is it just a time sink?
It's not. I mean, well, there's a benefit to getting everybody up to level 10.
Right, but being in a relationship with someone, is there a benefit to that?
I think it does give you something.
Because I'll only
But
do
I
it if
don't
there's
know what
an
it does
actual
in Persona
benefit
5.
to it.
I don't know what
If it doesn't give me anything in return besides a few extra scenes of you being on a date with your new waifu, then I know.
Well, you'd have to look up what it does in Persona 5.
You get
'cause I have no idea.
you do get more abilities and stuff when you do relationships and shit in that game, don't you?
Yeah, so if you can cultivate relationships
Like,
and become
especially with like your main
closer to
party
someone,
group,
but
then
actually like
their personas,
romancing
like,
someone, what's the point?
change.
Well, did you ever play Dragon Age?
No, I started playing the first one and stopped.
Yeah, I did too. But I was like, kind of like, I was trying to sleep with everybody I could in that
Well,
game.
see,
And I
there-
was actually closer with the guy because I found like some bone or something like that in one of the dungeons, and I
I'm
gave
sure
it to
you
him.
found a bone.
Yeah,
You gave him a bone, huh?
and his it was like, dude, it was like a. I swear to God, it was like a ham leg or something like that. I gave it to him, and the relationship bar was like. I was like, dude, I could totally bang this dude.
Well, you already did. You gave him a bone.
Well,
Yeah.
just remember in Fable, spend about an hour of my gameplay time going, hey,
Yeah.
hey.
It's been an hour of your playtime just getting
Follow.
all the STDs.
Yeah, I did that in 2. 2 is way easier to sleep with people. First thing I did in the game was that.
It is way easier in 2.
Just went to stay in the Gypsy Village.
Yeah,
and
that
just-
dirty bitch in the Gypsy Village. She probably gave me half of the ones I got, and I only slept with her once.
I always wore a condom.
Really?
Yeah.
It's funny because I had sex with her, and then I left, and then like the first thing my dog dug up was a condom, and I was like, oh, damn it. It's too late now.
Just dug up that old sheep intestine.
Should have been like a wah, 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 wah
Yeah.
sound at the game.
All right, the last question is from Abrek. It says, what's the weirdest dream that you've had that you can remember? Do you have any recurring dreams or nightmares? This question was inspired by a very strange dream I had a couple weeks ago. In the dream, my dad invited me to go
No
to
one
a
wants to
party
hear your dreams.
with his friend to a party his friend was throwing. Everything seems normal at first. It's an old family friend, so it's not a situation where it would be weird for my dad to invite me along. Once we get to the party, for some unknown reason, I immediately decide I need to take a shower. So I go to the bathroom, lock the door, take off my clothes, jump in the shower. A few minutes later, someone tries to open the door and then knocks. I don't respond, hoping they go away. Instead, the door, unlocked, slowly starts to open. I jump out of the shower and force the door shut and tell whoever it is on the other side to go away. They start begging to let me in because they really have to go. So they'll wait for me to get back in the shower and close the curtain to come in. I reluctantly say okay, tell them to count to 5 and then let go of the door. Walk back to the shower. The person immediately opens the door before I'm back in the shower, so I quickly jump in, pull the curtain shut. A hand reaches out and slowly opens the curtain behind me. I turned to see a naked man entering the shower with me. It's Neil deGrasse Tyson. I tried telling him to get the fuck out, but he just ignores me, then reaches behind me and grabs a bottle of lotion and starts rubbing the lotion all over his hands and reaches out to grab my shoulder. The moment he makes contact with me, I wake up, incredibly confused. Did Neil deGrasse Tyson really try to fuck me in the dream? What could this possibly mean?
You just have
What could it mean?
suppressed sexual feelings for Neil deGrasse Tyson.
You want to run your hands through that curly hair is what you want.
Wow.
You want to reach behind you and feel those curls as he slowly massages your shoulders into ecstasy.
Oh my god.
I just think you have a deep love for science.
It's not even about
That's
Neil.
what it's telling you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
It's
it
telling you to
means
pursue science.
I think what it's telling you is that
Sexually.
you need to take it easy in the movie league. and just like ease off a bit, maybe come in second or third
There are
place.
7 people who know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, fantasy movie league. It's a great game. But Abrac is currently crushing the life out of everyone in our paid league, so he's going to get all my fucking money. So that's what I'm talking about.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
That's what that is. It's an analogy of I am Neil deGrasse Tyson, and you need to lay off and let me in the shower. Let me one up you. At least 1 week. Let me rub those shoulders with that lotion.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Oh man.
Weirdest dream. Oh man. Fuck. The problem with dreams is if you don't think about them right after you wake
Forget
up,
it.
they're gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
I always have the craziest dreams when I'm half awake, half asleep. I don't have any reoccurring dreams.
I had one for a while, but it was psychologically horrifying. Someone was getting into my house, the house I lived in Springville, and I knew they were at the back door, and I was trying to run to the back door to stop them, and I get into the laundry room right there, and it's just wide open, and I'm like, fuck. And I wake up. It was 20 times I had that fucking dream. It was stupid. And I'm like, I don't even like my family. Why is this a problem? I would just run out of my window. Be like, all right, you guys are on your fucking own.
This means you have suppressed sexual feelings for strangers.
Right.
Yeah.
It's always sexual.
That's what every dream
Yeah.
means.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what the Neil deGrasse Tyson one meant.
God,
So why
dude,
not?
I
Yeah, dude.
remember I was living with Caleb, and I had some fucking crazy dream that kept me up at night, and I thought it was going to be an amazing movie idea. And I can't tell you all the dream details right now. It is written down though, because I woke up in the middle of the night, wrote down the dream, fell asleep, and then woke up and reread what I had written. And I was like, what the fuck was I thinking?
Dude, yeah, I think you showed me that.
And then I had to read what I wrote to Caleb because it was hilarious to me that I had thought that this it was like a post-apocalyptic. I was in a movie theater. People were sucking souls out of other people. It was me and Caleb Craig, and then my ex-girlfriend, who I had sex with in the dream as well. Like, it was insane. And I wish I could tell you all the details. I wish I had that on me right now.
Just means you have suppressed sexual feelings for Craig.
Yeah, I didn't have sex with Craig in the dream.
No, but he was there and you did have sex.
Craig
so,
was there.
I apparently watched them going at it.
I don't
There you
think
go.
you did watch
So
this
you
going at it.
so you want to exhibit to Craig.
Oh, we
You
were
wanna show
watching
off.
a movie. I went to go get like popcorn or something, and when I went out there, I saw that people's like souls were being sucked out of their body, and then me, you, and my ex-girlfriend, we go and we have to escape, and then it suddenly looks like Fallout 4 outside, and have to create a new life together. I guess it was.
Oh, you know what?
Oh, there it is.
It was
There
weird.
it is, starting a new life off with Craig.
Do you have one,
True.
Cameron?
Yeah, Craig was there. He was there. It was
I'm
weird.
telling you, suppressed sexual
I'm
feelings
always
for Craig.
there. I'm in
No,
every
if
one
we're
of
gonna-
your
And you
dreams.
have proposed to Craig, so it's not far off. So
That's true.
Do you have one, Cameron? Because I have another one.
a recurring dream, I can't think of one off. I get crazy dreams like when I'm half awake, half asleep. Like the other day, I had a dream where someone had designed this crazy scorpion-like green bug that would spread its spores everywhere, and I was trying to kill it with a spoon because that's all I had left. It was a heavy spoon, okay, but it wouldn't crush it, so I ended up smacking it down the hallway, and then that was
All
it.
right, here I know what that one's about. Suppressed memories of being whipped with a spoon as a child,
I guess I
and you
was-
want to fuck your mom.
No.
I want to fuck his mom.
Are you going to? It's the Freudian.
Yeah,
the
Freud.
Freudian-
Yeah, that's the Freud analogy. Oh, you were hit. Oh, and also you want to fuck your mom. You want to fuck Craig,
Everyone-
but also your mom.
Who doesn't want to fuck Cameron's mom?
Not me.
Especially
Dude,
those
I
new
don't.
tatas.
I haven't seen the new tits.
Okay.
She was post surgery.
Most new tits happen because they add stuff to things that are already there. But if you have both of them chopped off,
Yeah.
and then fake ones added, so
Yeah. I would have done it.
I don't mind.
then have at it. I don't.
You don't care? Dude, if I told you that I
If he
slept
literally
with
became
your
your
mom,
new stepdad, you would not care.
Daddy Joe.
You know, as long as I didn't have to keep going over.
it's
every
like I'm a
week.
gold digger, but I would just be getting Cameron's money in a roundabout way.
Kim's paying you to have sex with his mom.
Mine and that Cameron. That is pretty good. Yeah, you'd be Cameron's employee.
Cameron did have the hottest mom out of all my friends.
Well, it's not hard. I mean, Jesus.
Yeah, I mean,
None of our
she
moms
out of
are
all of the moms, she was the one who cared the most about how she looked. So yeah,
no, yeah, she did.
Yeah, mine certainly didn't.
But I would have to if I were her husband, though. I think we would have a talk about all the dogs
yeah,
I mean, like dogs are the worst,
and the
animals of all
non-potty trained dogs. What the
yeah.
fuck?
So I have the non-potty trained dog. Yeah.
Why is the dog not potty trained?
Because she is lazy. Like
Isn't
every
that
time,
dog owning
every time-
101?
Every time I come over with the dog, says I was there with that one dog that's not potty trained. I was there from its birth. It obeys me when I tell it to do something. It does not obey her.
Here's what confuses me, Cameron. I'm not talking about your mom specifically right now. People with the most dogs
Yep.
take the least care of
Yep.
the dogs.
of
Oh, yeah.
themselves too,
and
their
of
homes.
themselves
Yep.
and of their house. So
Yeah.
the more
Yep.
dogs you have, the more of a piece of shit you are.
That's
Someone
not
with,
quite true.
4 dogs.
There's causation and
aren't
correlation.
aren't potty trained. They're fucking like shitting all over the place. Your carpet is it's ruined. And then you have to have the beware of dogs sign like an asshole. Like you can't control your sorry, beware of my asshole dog.
Yeah.
Which I refuse to be around people, and he's a fuckface. Beware of dog. Fuck these people.
No,
Yeah.
and I've trained the dog to respond to me snapping my fingers, so it comes to me every time I
If
snap
you
my fingers.
have a beware of dog sign on your house,
You failed.
You are a failure.
That's fair. If you feel like you need
are
to
a
put one,
horrible human being.
Yeah, you know what? It really bugs me too because a lot of people will have a dog, but it'll just be like caged up all day.
Yes.
And then they're like, "Well, how come you
Why
don't
have a dog?
Yeah, they're like, "How come you don't have a
If
dog?"
you
I'm
live in
like,
an apartment, why have a dog?
I don't have a dog because
Yeah.
I'm not an asshole. I don't want to like just stuff them inside all day. Like
Cats are much better for
need a
that type of
dog.
life.
yeah.
If you want a pet,
if you are busy
and you're in
at
a
all,
small and you're in a small area, have a cat because cats fucking take care of themselves.
Oh yeah, and the smaller and worse the house is, the bigger and fuckfacery the dog is.
No, what
Dude,
I don't
yeah.
like is when people have dogs and they're like, "Oh, cool, it's a dog." You go to pet it, and the dog's like greasy, a little smelly. Like, okay, I can tell you do not fucking take care of this dog.
yeah, it's and the ridiculous, and that's what I'm saying. Like when you're that kind of person like me, just get a cat. I have never bathed Wayland, and he smells fine.
I've bathed my cat.
The
when
only
he gets
time-
a little smelly, and he does not like.
The only time he's ever smelled is when I rubbed him in his own piss, which doesn't work for cats, by the way, because he didn't care. And he
No,
kept
there was this one time that he got into all of the catnip and treats, and he had diarrhea pretty bad, so he needed a bath.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy though. Like dogs, you got to do it like every. Like,
Oh yeah,
week.
dogs, and especially this dog, because not only is it not potty trained, and I'm getting it potty trained, it fucking has the worst allergies in the world. It's always dying and sniveling and rubbing its face off. You have to give it allergy pills and bathe it so it doesn't die from all the pollen out there. So
Wow,
Yeah.
high maintenance.
Wait,
it's very
it's
fucking
a
high
dog
maintenance.
with dogs don't have. Come on.
this dog has allergies.
Then the dog should die and never procreate.
It's not going to procreate, that's for sure.
yeah, it's got no
That's good.
balls.
Well, it's a girl dog, so yeah, but it's been
Wait, isn't that the girl that's
spades.
female? Is that the
Of
one that
course
was
she's
always
got
in
balls.
heat? I know you had a dog that was always in
No,
heat.
that's the mother of this dog.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah.
Wait, is this one a white fluffy dog too?
No, this is the hefty gray dog.
Oh, okay.
They call it blue, but it's gray. I don't know why. They call it
Lily's
gray
been
dog.
getting around, huh?
No, she hasn't.
Disgusting. Is she dead?
No?
Which dog?
Millie, I think she is. Isn't
Lily?
no, Lily. Yeah.
Yeah, the white dog. No, she's not dead.
Fuck. Okay, so the one that died was the cool one that you could like fuck with, right?
Diego?
Yeah.
Diego. What do you mean? Oh yeah, okay.
Conquistador.
So he's the one. Okay, so I had Lily and Diego in my bedroom. There's like a good 2-inch gap from between the bottom of my door and the floor, and I just wanted to see which dog was more intelligent. So I put a treat down, and Lily tries to shove her fucking face underneath the door to get the treat. It doesn't work. Diego looks at the treat for a second, and all of a sudden you see this little chihuahua paw go whoop, and it pulls the treat in.
Meta Duelist had a really awesome question on the stream. I don't know if you guys read that.
I didn't see it. No.
Oh, he was saying his wife was stupid for. Can you pull up the old chat, or is
Nah.
that's not possible? Okay.
No, he said his wife walked in on him watching old episodes of our show, and he asked.
She said he was
and she said
stupid.
that he said that
Or-
she said he was stupid for watching people talk about video games, and so he says. So my question is, do I stop watching or do I divorce her?
Divorce her. That's clearly not an option.
Yeah, he's just gonna have to get a divorce.
She just doesn't. She
I'm
just doesn't
sorry.
understand you. She doesn't. She doesn't.
This is
understand
your
you.
life now. You can't abandon
It's
this.
over. Yeah, man. Sorry,
Yeah.
you have no choice.
She chose this path, not you.
I'm kidding. All right.
I wasn't.
All right, we got a survey to go over. Let's do it. Okay, so a few weeks ago, I made a survey because I was interested in how we could. And I know this is counterintuitive because last week on Ultimate Final Fantasy, I basically had a mental breakdown on the show, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. I can't. But I was like, hey, we might want to expand our network. Add some work for us. And so I made a survey. I was like, I wanted to see what show ideas people were interested in, what show was kind of doing the best, to see what we could learn from and whatever. And there were some interesting results here, and a lot of people asked me to give the results of the survey on the show.
On the show?
Yes, on the show. And I brought that up this morning that that's
Posted
what we were going to do for
somewhere?
our episode today. And I got fucking shat on by all these people. So
Someone forgot to plan.
you're
Yeah.
welcome. That's not forgetting to plan.
Yeah, it is.
That's refusing to plan. It's completely
You could have just
different.
posted the results and sent everybody a
Yeah,
There's,
you can easily just tweet it out.
You got to pay on this site that I did the surveys on in order to have it in a good format that's
Take a fucking
Easy to see.
screenshot or just compile
that
it yourself.
shit. Anyway, so It was to pretty much everybody. So anybody who was connected to me on Twitter, on the Discord channel, on Crititol's Discord channel, on everything, I asked, hey, can you complete the survey? And a lot of people did. I'm trying to think. I think I want to say like 50 people did the survey, so it's a pretty good chunk of people. Not a little bit more than that. So, what shows? This was the first question. What shows on the network do you listen to regularly? And this was a bit of a surprise, but it's mostly, people who follow me. So I don't know what happened here. I guess I have less Godzilla followers.
Fake news.
Because this does not
Cherry pick the results.
This does not exactly reflect the download amounts, which we have on our shows. I mean, for the most part, they do, but there's one in particular that is a little different. So, Ultima Final Fantasy, 91% of people listen to that one regularly. 91% of people who answered listen to our shows, right? So, 91% of people, Ultima Final Fantasy, they listen to regularly. 80% of the people who did the survey listen to Nude Clan regularly. And then 20% listen to Super Sexy Swingin' Fanfiction, and then
Jake,
the game or the show that has way more downloads than Super Sexy Swingin' Fanfiction, the Godzilla podcast, only 15%. So we're not really getting like a Godzilla podcast.
Well, can they even listen to that regularly, Joe?
They don't listen to. That is a good point.
And I will say,
I listen to it irregularly as episodes come out.
Total downloads. Super Sexy still got it.
Super Sexy's way older than Godzilla.
Doesn't matter.
How about per episode, motherfucker?
I don't care about per episode.
This time you don't care about per episode.
That's an unhealthy.
Is Godzilla still have more than Nude Clan per episode?
No.
No, okay.
No.
No, it finally got surpassed.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
People in your Zone Fighter, nobody gives a shit.
That's true. Zone Fighter gets...
It looks pretty fucking awful, though. I looked at the cover art and I was like, what the hell is this?
Oh, it's terrible. Okay, so number 2 question. Out of the shows you listen to, out of all the people who submitted the survey, what is your favorite?
Ooh.
What show was the favorite?
I think I remember it was Nude Clan.
Should we? Okay, here I can change it so that it's more relevant to Nude Clan listeners. So, out of the 100% of people who listen to Nude Clan, 95% of them listen to Ultima, 22% of them listen to Super Sexy, and then 12% of them listen to Godzilla podcast. So we can see that there's not much overlap with Godzilla, but there's a lot of overlap with Ultima. Okay, out of the people who 100% listen to Nude Clan regularly, we'll just change this so that it's more Nude Clan centric. What was the favorite show?
Nude Clan.
And what was the second favorite show too?
Ultima.
How dare you?
I mean,
Nude Clan.
It just makes sense. I mean, come on.
Nude Clan was the favorite for 50% of the people.
Okay.
Who listen to Nude Clan 100% of the time. Followed by 43% for Ultima Final Fantasy. So they're pretty split right there. Godzilla podcast got a 0. And then I'm pretty sure all of the votes for Super Sexy Swingin' Fanfiction as the favorite were from Jake. But
Jake.
How many did it get?
6.25%.
That's probably just Jake by himself.
No, that would be a couple people.
Oh, okay.
I don't know who the fuck
Schweiss did it too.
All right. I refused to submit my answers.
I
Felt
didn't
like it
submit
wasn't
my
for
answers
me.
either. Yeah, it didn't feel like, we were supposed to fill it out.
Episode length for your favorite show. What is our episode length for your favorite show just right? Too short or too long?
It's just right.
It is just right. At 83%, it is just right. Too short, 14% of people thought that the episodes were too short. To those people,
Well, give us more money.
I think you're fucking crazy because these things sometimes go to like 2.5 hours. So
if you want longer episodes,
3-hour
we
ones.
need a larger income. That's what
Well,
it's
it's
gonna
not more episodes. It would be more episodes at larger.
be.
One of our Patreon goals.
So they
is a
want
news
they want our
episode.
episodes longer, so it takes longer to.
But I
record
mean,
them.
if they get twice the content, that's kind of the same thing.
yeah,
So a friend of mine came over and he does podcasts. He's a host of.
So he was podcasting about podcasting. So.
He's the host
Meta.
of the Sci-Fi podcast. He's one of the hosts there, which is like a subsidiary of the horror movie podcast, which a lot of people listen to. And he wanted to do like a podcasting 101 thing, so he's interviewing podcasters, and he's going to have these episodes come out. He says we can use it. We have the recording in case we have a day that we don't show up. Like if we can't record a Nude Clan episode, we have a backup episode.
You have mostly Schweiss and Joe on there with a little bit of me, and then Craig hovering in the
But
background.
on their network, they had a similar ask on their thing, and everybody wanted longer episodes, and they were already 2-hour episodes. So we don't have that problem here. They're like, 2 hours is just enough for you guys. And then I was thinking, when we were starting Nude Clan, when we were gearing up to do it, I listened to a bunch of like the big top 100 video game podcast shows that were just video game broad subject.
Right.
Giant Bombcast, I remember, is a 4-hour show.
Yeah.
Regularly, like twice a week, 4-hour show. And I was like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Well, they do get paid to do that. So.
And they're kind of like us. I don't think they talk about video games for more than like 50% of the show.
They do have a lot of news and stuff, though. They
do.
They cover a lot.
They
during their
do.
episodes.
One thing I was starting to realize about news is that people tend to go to sources they like. Even if they're getting news that's a week old, they go to you because they like you and the way you present it. So that's a interesting thing I learned.
And then I asked, question number 4 was the type of show that you preferred.
Right.
Did you prefer episodes where hosts shoot the shit, episodes featuring reviews, or did you have no preference and you're okay with it going back and forth? Now, no preference was the biggest one at 64% of Nude Clan listeners. Now, which one was bigger? I'm going to ask you guys. Did
Shoot
they
the
prefer episodes featuring reviews? Or did they prefer hosts shooting the shit?
I would
this
say
episode is shooting the shit.
I would say for Ultima, it would be the reviews because we do a very, very good job on Ultima for reviews. But for Nude Clan, I would say shoot the shit.
Okay, great. Cameron?
Cameron?
I already said shoot the shit.
yeah,
It's probably shoot the shit because we usually get the most outrageous stuff.
It is shoot the shit. 22% preferred episodes where hosts shoot the shit versus 12% who prefer
I feel like
episodes
maybe those people haven't heard the Bounty Hunter review
featuring reviews. Yeah, dude, that Bounty Hunter. I listened to that yesterday as well. I've listened to that episode like 6 times. Like, I just want to revisit the horror of this,
man.
and I still cry every time
I still
Caleb was
remember
talking
those.
about him being stuck and wanting to die, and he couldn't die. And oh my god, it was so great. Okay, and then I asked, because of selfish money-making reasons, what possible geekdom product would you be interested in purchasing? So we have here show-specific merchandise, a premium podcast feed, tickets to a live show, audiobook / webcast / website / course on how to podcast, and a book containing transcripts of episodes. What do you guys think was the least favorite?
The least favorite?
Transcripts.
Yeah.
Transcripts.
Transcripts, yep. Is that would that have been a no duh? Because in my mind, I'm like, well, maybe they would like a. It's not exactly transcripts. Like you would make a book with like certain funny stuff in it. You know how you'll have like a Jerry Seinfeld book and it would have his stand up like in written form.
I know things like that exist, but it's not interesting.
You're not interested in that.
You can
Okay.
have like a quotables thing, but not the entire transcript.
Also, do you guys have any other ideas on what like possibly could be something that we could that people would be interested in buying for?
Obviously,
on these
Nude Clan calendars.
Yeah. Sexy calendars.
things? Ooh,
I was just
that's
thinking,
a fucking good idea. Why the fuck didn't
I've said that idea before. Like when we
I
literally started the show.
forgot?
Judging from
literally
I
when we started
completely.
judging from the purchases on Ultima, I maybe personalized dildos.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, I'm not into comparing and contrasting.
what it would be like little dildos
Take
with
the
our faces
Kraggers.
on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, which one is which?
No,
Yeah.
it'd be like one of those like bobblehead doll faces, like on the end of like
But
on the tip.
The penis head is
Wait,
just
the
us.
penis head is
Yeah, the
moving-
penis head is
my
one of our
God.
heads.
We got to get someone with a 3D printer on that shit.
And then you can do the Hog Award, where it's all four at the same time.
all right.
And you squeeze it all.
So for Nude Clan listeners, 81% preferred show-specific merchandise, which we totally have.
We
There
do.
is a store catalog, and so far, not very many people have bought
I
things.
got a shirt and a mug.
Tickets to a live show, 29% we're interested in.
Welcome, front row seats to Caleb's living room.
So
Well, I guess during the little breaks we could interact.
My
with them.
thing
That's probably
is,
something they'd like. I
it would
guess.
have to be big enough, and we would have to do it in Texas because that's our biggest state as far as...
Yeah, Texas is huge. So.
Yeah, Texas is huge, so they could be all spread out. They're probably not all in Dallas or Austin. They're probably like everywhere.
Yeah.
And then it will be like, come to the live show, and they're like, fuck you, it's too many miles away.
No,
And then like 12 people show up. And then we got a premium podcast feed with bonus content, which I have considered.
Yeah, the only problem is the bonus content portion of that.
Yeah.
I mean, what kind of bonus
It's putting
content
in-
we even put out? We got 2 commentaries for Jurassic Park 1 and 2 where I'm falling asleep in both of them. Like,
Hey now.
I feel
Hey
like
now.
premium is a strong word.
Well, there are shows that do that, and at some point we'll probably have a rotating thing where you can get back episodes. We don't have enough back episodes to do it, but other podcasts will often have like you'll pay the $2 Libsyn fee to get access to all the episodes,
Right, instead of just the last 30.
Instead of the instead of
Yeah,
just
that
the
could be
last
something
few.
to look into,
So
yeah.
we might do that. Might not. Who knows? We'll discuss it. Audiobook / webcast, on how to podcast 20%. But we basically have a 2-hour backup episode that will probably come out someday that
we'll
has
cover
all
that.
that information. So yeah. What show ideas interest you? Now this was I think I'm gonna save that for last.
Yeah, that's a good one.
What should the shows focus more on? As far as like what platforms we should go to. So should we focus more on Patreon exclusive content? Should we focus more on Twitch, on YouTube, or should we focus on nothing and just keep them podcasts as it is? What do you,
Nothing, I would say.
for Nude Clan votes, what do you guys think was the biggest?
Nothing.
Because there is a slight difference between Nude Clan and overall.
Wait, how do you know?
Because I can click
You
on
can
Nude
click
Clan
on the
on the
stats.
first question, and then it'll tell me the stats later on for whoever clicked 100% on Nude Clan
Oh, okay.
as
okay.
the show that they listen to regularly. what
Okay,
they
so
thought
it's
of the
Nude
other
Clan super fans.
Maybe streaming. I don't know.
stuff. This is just Nude Clan regular listeners.
Okay, if it's just Nude Clan, I would say probably streaming. Yeah, Twitch.
Okay, Twitch. Okay, you said streaming, Craig.
I said nothing.
What?
Okay, YouTube. They thought we should
Oh,
focus
Jesus
more on
Christ.
YouTube at 41%. Thought we needed to focus more on
That
YouTube.
thing is just a dump for the videos. Like, I don't even edit the names anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude. YouTube
yeah.
is a place where like our Twitch episode or our Twitch stuff goes to hell. Like
Goes to die.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's why we should focus on it, because it's fucking ass.
followed by 30.
Well, maybe if we could get
Upload
a,
my
a
clips,
decent,
dude.
Maybe if we can get a decent capture and a decent computer to get high quality captures, we could. Start.
Well, it's not the computer. It's the,
It's the
we need
space.
we need a webcam too, or not a webcam, a recorder.
It's the space that we're in. We just don't have that much flexibility right now as far as like making the show visually
Stimulating.
better. That would require a room dedicated to Nude Clan, and we just don't have that ability right now. Maybe if we can get Cameron to buy a house in Provo with like 4 bedrooms.
I don't want to live in
yeah.
Provo.
we do an office
Yeah, there you go. It doesn't have to be in Provo.
Okay.
But anyway,
just somewhere.
so that's. I would
It
like
could
to
be
focus more on YouTube as well, but I think there needs to be certain things kind of
We'll let
set
it.
up for
Why not?
that.
Why not Draper and have you guys fucking drive to me this time?
That's just inconsiderate.
Yeah.
Yeah, when
better come
when,
to us.
when Schweiss bought his
Me
townhome,
specifically.
I don't think he foresaw
Podcast.
the podcast being as big of a deal as they are. Nothing Keep Them as Podcast Only was second at 37%, followed by Twitch. People thought we should focus on Twitch, 14%.
God damn it.
And then 6.25%, probably just people who gave to Patreon thought we should do more Patreon exclusive content.
I agree. We should do more commentaries. We got to finish that Jurassic Park series out.
Okay. Now,
good.
I
it's-
had
it's not, but
I had
what did you have?
I had a question about possible other show ideas.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yes.
Now this isn't
Is
going
this
to
the last one?
This is not. I will not be doing another show until one of my other shows ends. So it'll probably be like a year. And a
I have
half
said
for
the
me.
same thing, but there is another show that I must do that
There
will happen before then.
Is another
Yeah.
show that got some votes that would be easy enough to do.
Okay. Now there are some caveats to this. I added show ideas that weren't actually show ideas that we had discussed.
Yeah.
And then there were show ideas that, of course, we had discussed.
And some that are more than discussed.
Yeah. Now, all of them were show ideas that I had thought about or that we had discussed, except for two. One was the Joseph DeGaulier show, and one was the Caleb Schweiss show. Now,
Stroke my ego.
the only reason I put those ones down is because out of the four of
He wanted to have
us,
his ego stroked.
two of us have been doing podcasting long enough that we could probably do some sort of solo show.
It's like the David Carolla show, right?
The David
whatever his
Carolla
name
show.
is.
It's Adam Carolla's
Carolla.
cousin. Anyway,
That's your influence.
so
right?
yeah, kind of.
Okay.
So I was just thinking, like, well, you could do something like that, but the only reason I put those down was because I had accidentally added like extra spaces into the survey
And you
thing.
wanted to see who loved who more.
And I didn't know how to delete spaces, and I didn't know if there would just be two blank answers on the thing. So I was just like, fuck it. I'm going to put the Joseph DeGaulier show and the Caleb Schweiss show, and we'll see if anybody's actually interested in that shit. So there was the Caleb Schweiss show, a podcast about Keanu Reeves, which I had joked about before. Caleb had wanted to do a podcast on the Nick Cage. So we had that Podcasting 101, basically what my friend is doing right now, and we're waiting for it to be released.
Right.
There's a Wheel of Time podcast, which we talked about months ago. Making of The Lazy Boy, which was going to be my next movie project, which I'm still working on. A History of Film podcast, which I had thought of before because I was like, it's not really criticism, it's history of film, so I might be interested in doing that. History of animation, which of course Caleb Craig had talked about before. Possibly doing a Nude Clan scripted comedy TV show, which I've discussed with other friends. I was like, hey, it might be kind of fun to make caricatures of ourselves and just do
Can we
like a
pick
little
who plays who?
Get an Aaron
a
Sorkin
TV
script.
show pilot, something like Workaholics or It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah,
where
when
you have
we were
four really
watching-
selfish, dumb idiots that play video games.
When we
do
were
a
watching
podcast.
Workaholics, I was like, this is probably what we would do for a show.
Yeah, a little less drugs, but yeah, it would be something like that.
Just more beer instead.
We had ideas for
games.
like. We thought of going through Wikipedia's page on movies considered the worst of all time. And so, like, you would do a worst films of all time podcast.
Right.
There's, of course, ideas in the air for a D&D podcast and for a Dragon Quest podcast. Anyway, I was a bit surprised by the results.
Little
Now, I'm just going to do this by Nude Clan voters. They are slightly different than there are slightly different results
All right, don't let it all go to your head.
for Nude Clan voters as opposed to everyone voters.
Hit us.
The bottom five, which are tied percentage wise, or very close percentage wise, Keanu Reeves and Nick Cage got no love.
Oh, wow.
No love on our listener base, and that hurt me because whenever Keanu feels pain, I feel it as well.
Is that vice versa?
They're both tied for
He'd
bottom.
be dead.
Oh, yeah. That's
Wheel of Time is also next on bottom. Podcasting 101 also tied.
all the
on
things
the
that you
bottom.
kind of want to do anyway. Fuck off.
Slightly above. They want to hear about my next movie, so that's nice.
Well, you know what? The funny part about that is they're going to hear about it anyway. So
That's true. That's
joke's on
probably-
you.
History of animation.
Oh, there you go.
27% said
Nice.
they were interested in hearing about the history of animation.
And this is 27% of all of them. So like you can choose multiple categories in this one. So So that's good.
Now, history of film, which would be my show, if I were to ever do it, which I probably won't. 29% of people thought
you.
they were interested in
Dare you
doing
get
that.
2% more than my idea.
Yeah, 2% of people wanted real movies.
Yeah.
Fuck cartoons. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Fuck
you.
Craig. If I had all the time in the world, unfortunately, we all
If I
have.
were you.
Unfortunately, we all have to die someday. If unfortunately,
Some earlier than others.
we all have to die someday. That is
Some
a real
earlier than
problem
others.
here. So you got to kind of decide on what podcasts are going to run your life.
Yeah, that's true.
I would do it with you because the idea of doing because
Suppress
the
sexual
idea
feelings.
was, and you actually had recorded
You
like
also wanna fuck your
3
mother.
episodes of this thing.
Yeah.
which the news of which will probably piss off some listeners because they're like, where are they? You recorded like 3 podcasts of this. Your idea was you were going to do the oldest animated film. And then a very recent animated film, and you would just do every animated, theatrically released film.
Yep.
It would be like 2,000 episodes. Luckily, there aren't as many animated films as there are films.
Yeah.
So you can actually, if you wanted to, over like a 6 or 7 year time, if you watch them consistently enough, you could probably watch, as long as they were available, every animated theatrically released film ever.
Yeah, you could.
You could do that. And
Yep.
Caleb Craig had that idea. I still think it's a great idea. And you would go through it, talk about the history of animation,
Yep.
while also discussing the films as you went along.
Dude, getting that second oldest animated film was
Which one?
it was a pain. That one that we watched, it was the it was that German one with the
Ahmed?
no, not Ahmed.
Okay, that was the oldest surviving one.
Yeah, that's the oldest.
There were
one.
like 3 films before
one-
that, and they didn't survive.
The one after that is it has like,
like a-
animals and shit,
it
and
was
it got
like the
really
the Fox
dark.
thing. That
Oh,
was
yeah,
the
yeah.
German
Some parts,
stop motion
yeah,
thing.
dude.
Yeah.
I thought that was the coolest fucking idea for a show ever, and you should still totally do it. Craig.
Yeah, I still want to.
You just got to
You find
fix your
other
format.
Yep, we gotta do some
Fix your
tweaking.
format. Okay. History of film. New claim. Okay. So at 45%. Oh, excuse me. Oh, should I? Oh, I should probably go over the percentages. History of film was 29%. I wouldn't do that same thing. I would pick like a few years and would talk about those years in film worldwide,
Yep.
and then move on to the next episode and maybe discuss like 3 or 4 films in there.
Yeah,
Nude Clan scripted comedy TV show. People were interested. 41% were interested in that.
yeah. Maybe we should give that a shot then. Eh?
Yeah, that's gonna be some fun screenwriting.
Check out writing abilities.
All 4 of us.
Joseph DeGaulier show. 45%.
What would you do if
Nude Clan.
if right now someone came to you and said, "Hey, I'm going to pay you to do a Joseph DeGaulier show. Like, this is a job for you, like a part-time. It pays about a 20-hour work week amount. What would you do a show on?"
Oh, I would just do a show on anything. So I was thinking about this the other day. I'm like, I should just grab my Zoom and I'll just talk about whatever the fuck I want to talk about. Cameron is in pain
whatever
right now.
whatever
What the
pissed
hell
Joe
is
off
going on,
during
Cameron?
the day.
All I've had today is caffeine.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
you're just
He needs
squirming in the
food,
corner there.
It's ways of hunger and nausea. So
Okay. Thought you were like, I fucking hate the Joseph DeGaulier show.
Well, he
you.
does hate that, but it's
So my
it's
first
not causing
episode, it was
physical
like,
pain.
I'm just gonna fucking rank all the Metallica songs instead of doing it as a blog post, which is still hidden in my shit on my
Yeah,
website. I will. I would just go through that and discuss it and have fun with it.
Just
in the next
turn our
episode,
blog
I would just
posts
talk about whatever.
into a podcast.
I would talk about whatever the fuck I wanted to talk about. So that could be movies, which probably would be about 80% of the time, and then anything else I wanted to discuss on top of that. If I had a horrible day, I would whine about it, I'm sure. Like that fuckface who was yelling at me while I was driving my goddamn van around, just doing the most important job in society right now, which is getting your fucking packages delivered on time. Anyway. So I
in
would...
this world of online shopping, that is
Within
probably
2
one of
to
the
5
most important
days.
things.
I would do that. My issue with doing that is that I don't feel like I'm in a place where anybody would ever want to listen to me.
That is accurate.
Talk about anything that
Have you
wasn't
ever been
specific.
in a place where
so
people want to
we're
listen to
doing a
you?
video game show right now. People who are interested in video games and in podcasts are like, okay, I'm interested in that.
Yeah.
You have to be interested in me to listen to a me show. So there's a percentage 45% of Nude Clan listeners who would be interested in listening to just me just talk. So you got to keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Dragon Quest podcast. 50% of people.
Odd thing to list.
For Nude Clan, we're interested in Dragon Quest. The percentage is slightly higher for overall. Dungeons and Dragons podcast, 54% of people were interested in just a dragon.
God, don't they have so many of those already, though?
There are a few,
Yeah,
Some
there's
are
a
better
lot.
than others, but
I guess maybe
there's a
it's
really
because-
big one that's on YouTube.
Oh,
so.
okay. I guess maybe it's because we are better. I guess
Yeah, it would
that-
just
No,
be
because
a Nude Clan
because when you
D&D.
go to listen to those, it's like it's where you get those people who are really into role playing, and
That's what they sound like. I'm just
Yeah, and then there's our take on it where we'd be trying to just be as funny as we could be. So
yeah,
we'd have
maybe.
a
Well,
we have a
plus we're
lighter
noobs
approach.
at it,
Yeah.
and I think that's an element of entertainment.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the D6?
These were
Yeah.
fuck you guys. I'd still like who calls that a D6? Just say the normal die.
Yahtzee.
Okay. These were surprises to me. One was I was fucking surprised that this was so high. Actually, both are surprised that they were so high.
know.
The worst films ever made podcast, 56% wanted to hear that.
I have a good name for that. It would be like Dumpster Fire, the worst films of all time podcast.
Which, like, I wouldn't mind doing something like that, once Godzilla ends.
God, can you imagine though? We
Just watching, like, the bottom 50
say
movies
yeah.
ever.
What would we do though? Would it be a commentary?
No, I don't think it would be. I think I would. I don't want to.
It would be like movie reviews like we do on Nude Clan for
Yeah,
like big video
I think
games.
But we would just watch these movies. It would basically be how did this get made, just with less funny people. So
Less funny people.
how dare I say that? Well, they are
Well,
actually comedians on How Did This Get Made. They're just better at it.
Technically,
We would
we're
bitch.
comedians.
Are we technically comedians?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay. All right.
We should do stand up. That's what we should do.
Oh.
And then we can say we're comedians.
I don't know if we could do stand up, dude. That's
I
that's a
honest-
whole other beast.
I have thought about it, and I know Twice has thought about it. It's like I
You'd
might be
have
able
to
come up with some-
rehearse a performance, and then yeah.
Yeah.
And then we
That's
could be
how it
comedians.
works,
and then
yeah.
we could do it.
Then you got to deal with hecklers, and you got to do your 5 minutes of time at the only comedy club in Salt Lake.
Yeah.
Wise Guys. So you got to be able to get on the one place
man.
everybody's trying to get a spot in. So have fun with that. This was the surprise. The Caleb Schweiss Show. Number one idea for Nude Clan at 70%. This hurts me, Schweiss. There are 25% more interested in your show than in my show.
I think they just
not
misread the last
surprising?
name.
How does it feel to know that I have taken something of yours and made it mine?
I say listen to the first half of Ultima again and change your mind immediately.
First half was then. This is now.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So this was once again, it was a throw-in one. It hurts. It doesn't actually hurt that much, but this was a throw-in show idea. This was not actually a legitimate thing that we had ever discussed.
Yeah.
Although I did give Caleb some pretty
70
good episode ideas.
70% of Nude Clan audiences and 65% of overall audiences wanted to hear a Caleb Schweiss show. Caleb Schweiss, how would Caleb Schweiss show go?
I feel like it would probably be similar to what your show idea would be, where I just get on and just talk about whatever I want to talk about for the day. Shitty people. I'd probably talk about
How he went
politics.
bald, his obsession with
You
me.
would talk about politics?
Probably,
You're going to
yeah.
go into that?
Yeah, I think I would.
Oh,
I think
boy.
that would be the only way.
Light gay references strewn throughout.
Yeah. I would probably do that. I would probably go on Twitter and find like a bunch of really hardcore social justice warriors and just rip on them for a segment. I think that's one I really want to do. I want to do that anyway. Just because I do it by myself at work. I see some of them and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? Like, what am I even reading right now? Like, you said that and you have followers, people that listen to what you say? Ah, God. So I'd probably have that as
70% of Nude Clan listeners want to hear a Caleb Schweiss show.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I would do. Now, honestly, the show that I will do, and it's going to hurt me because it's going to be a lot of time.
Jake put the Libertarian Hour.
Yeah.
Boy.
Welcome to the Liberty Rapport instead of Liberty Report. That's Ron Paul's show. I'll just do the silence the T at the end.
Oh, boy.
Like, dude, my green screen would probably be about as good as his. It looks kind of shitty, honestly.
Okay.
Like, there's your free market green screen, buddy. It looks like shit. But yeah, I don't know. I would probably talk about that kind of stuff because it's interesting to me, and it's interesting to explore both sides of things and realize that there's not an answer. So
my issue, and I listened to both Adam Carolla, which is kind of libertarian right leaning, but he's not really like a Republican or anything. And then I listened to Bill Maher, who's also like very left leaning, but still kind of has libertarian kind of angles too.
I took one of those political calculator things to kind of see where I lie.
Yeah, I listened to both those guys, so I feel like I'm getting like a equal comedy out of both sides kind of field when I'm driving around at work. And I love them both, even if I disagree with half of what both of them say, politically anyway. I love them both because they're both really funny. I think that's the most important thing.
yeah.
So sometimes my views get everywhere. I think a lot of people, though, Schweiss, I think they kind of stick with their side and don't want to hear anything from anybody else's side. So my issue with you making
That is the most
your
that pisses me off the most.
possible show that may or may not happen being political is that you're going to now have people that fucking hate you on Nude Clan just because you're not on their sports team.
Yeah.
So that's my only issue with that. It will go from 70% to 50-50
Yeah, probably. But
immediately. So
I feel like
not everybody is willing to listen to both things.
I feel like being in the middle is more accepting. Although at the same time, I don't know if that's true.
Stuck
because
in the middle. With you.
Well, some people look at libertarian as the left, and some people look at it as the right. It just depends on your
so
angle.
I took this political
wrong,
calculator
but
thing,
whatever.
and it was a graph, the best they could show, where you go up for authoritarian, down for libertarian, and then like all the way down is anarchism, and then left, and then right. And so I'm like basically
isidewith.com. Is that the thing you looked at?
no, it's like political compass or whatever.
Oh, okay. It sounds something similar.
And so I'm like almost dead center on the libertarian side.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm slightly left on the libertarian
Like
side.
I said almost dead center, but I'm slightly left as well, which surprises me. I need to go look at some of those issues again because when you're left, that's about how you view the
But
economy.
remember, you're just slightly left of that's where I was. I was slightly left of center. I was like, fuck me, right? Because no one is a moderate. No, like, you can't fucking be a moderate anymore in politics. You can't. It's not the 90s
Some of those
anymore where
questions they
being a
asked
moderate
me.
was cool. Now it's like, hey, you're either a fucking socialist or you're a fucking Nazi. Like, or excuse me, Nazis were socialists, so that's actually pretty incorrect. But like
Yeah.
a fascist right-wing freak. You got to be on like that side or you got to be a communist, okay? You can't be in the middle. At least that's what it seems like.
Yep.
It's not true. I think most people are probably in the middle when you get down to it. But
Yeah.
those loud, fucking 20% on each side really fucking bug the shit out.
Well, and the funny part is like even it's great because you'd think that you'd get along with everybody being in the middle, like libertarian mode, because you do have half and half, but really no one likes you in the end.
But my
and you don't like anybody else either. And like, my God, like even other people who are libertarian, I think, are morons. Like I'm reading some of the stuff they talk about. I'm like, you're fucking stupid. Like,
when,
you really believe that?
When Gary Johnson got yelled down for thinking people should have driver's licenses.
Yeah, I'm like, that's a little
Like,
much.
there should be some.
Yeah, and then they're like, no, he's not a libertarian.
Yeah.
Like, they can't even agree with each other. So like, they're a horrible sports team.
Yeah, it's just your fucking team. Like, oh, he's a Democrat or a Republican. I'm not going to listen to him.
Yeah.
It's like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah. Mr. Bread Chicken in the chat has a good point. If people don't love or hate you, what you do? Are you actually doing anything?
If people don't love or hate what you do, are you
doing
actually
anything?
doing anything?
I think that's a good point,
Are you just
yeah.
being a leaf in the wind or whatever? My problem is like my dad will never listen to.
Are you too
My dad will never listen to anybody on the left, and then when I hear someone on the right or on the left who will like refuse to listen to any viewpoint of someone on the right, that bugs me too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what really bugs me.
Yeah, I went because I went from like a staunch Republican family to going hard left in high school, and so now I've landed somewhere in the middle. So maybe not everybody has that experience. Maybe just people are like, "Oh, I was born a Republican," like, or I was born a Democrat, and I shall stay, whatever that thing is. And that's a viewpoint that I guess I'll never understand, but also that bugs the hell out of me.
Yeah.
So
It is pretty dumb.
yeah.
It's just, and it's annoying because you'll have discussions with people and they can't really tell you why they think what they do on a certain reason or a certain issue. It's just because that's
And
what
also
So it's
will
what their
refuse
party
to
says,
change
and
their
you can't
mind.
disagree
Yeah.
with anything.
I
what
change
your
my
party
mind like
says.
every 6 months on an issue.
Yeah.
Right.
Because of like more something.
Who was it that
Will
someone
get brought
said
up and I'll
something like,
change
"I
my mind."
changed my views because I know more than I did before," and that's really a
lot of
great
people
thing.
don't do that. Of course, a lot of people refuse to get any more information on anything.
Yeah.
So
Oh, it's dumb.
Okay, it's the quote is, "I change my opinion when the facts change."
yeah,
It's John Maynard Keynes. It was from the book I read, the Keynesian Economics versus crap. It was not that long ago I read that book. Keynesian
Can't remember
Economics
titles of the
versus
books.
it's Keynesian Economics versus something else. The other side of economics, the Hungarian economics. But it was the guy. He was slowly changed his leaning on how economics should go, and someone's like, "Hey, you've actually changed what you were before." And the guy was like, "Well, I change my opinion when the facts change." And so if you don't take in new information and then make a new opinion based off of that, then you're not really learning anything.
Wait, was that Keynes that said that?
Yeah, it was Keynes who said that.
Oh,
I mean, it was a great phrase. to
fuck him
say.
anyway. But yeah, it is a good phrase. The
yeah.
problem is like even in the
So then, Nude Clan, if you were to do that, Nude Clan would then become a political thing because you're listening to Caleb Schweiss. Well, he's a fucking libertarian idiot. I
yeah.
refuse to listen to him talk about video games.
His opinion on video games are wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it would
Or like,
come to
I'm
that.
sure, I know we have a lot of Republican listeners, believe it or not. I can tell by who follows us on Twitter.
and who shits on
And
who.
like, so, Joe's a Democrat. He's an idiot. I refuse to listen to Joe talk about tank controls on a video game. Like,
You ruined the economy.
you ruined it. I was like, come on.
Your leftist views on
If-
tank controls.
If
have
me
ruined
and
the podcast.
Schweiss can be friends, we can all be friends here. It's fine. It's fine.
See, that's the point. We all have
we
different
can
point
all
of
talk.
views, and then we talk and learn more because we have these differing point of views. If you only surround yourself with people who see the thing the
course.
same way, you're not going to fucking
me
learn
and,
anything.
I think
Yeah.
me and Schweiss both believe in uncensored, free, total, utter free speech.
Yeah.
Same.
yeah.
So
I do, yeah.
absolute free speech. I think what was that weird guy with the mustache? Who's that filmmaker with the fucking weird lip mustache? I can't remember his name. Once he was like, I believe in utter free speech. I think it's on that Big Think YouTube channel. And he's like, I believe that someone should be able to yell fire in a public building. And I think that's totally okay because it's absolute. Free speech absolutist is what he called it. And I'm like, you know what? I agree with that.
Yeah, there are
Free
consequences
speech,
to things, but
free speech absolutist. There are consequences to what you say, but there should be no censorship in fucking colleges. There should be no fucking Michael Moore should be able to speak at UVU and fucking what is that fucking right leaning Milo Yiannopoulos, the fucking name I can't say, should be able to speak at wherever college he wants to go to.
yeah, even
They should all be able to speak.
They should be able to speak.
Jesus fucking
especially
Christ.
because the school invited them. Like the
God
school chose to have
damn it,
these people.
No, you go to
I can't
college.
believe that people protest that bullshit.
You go to
It's like,
college
just
to
let 'em
learn
speak. You don't have to listen to
outside
what
of
they
your
say.
own spectrum. That's what
Yeah.
the point of fucking college is. College isn't a place of safe spaces to keep you on the same track you were
my
before.
God.
It's supposed to challenge what you think and believe.
Yeah.
Exactly, that's the whole point. Yeah.
And you go to those things even if you don't agree to them, so you can
I don't give a shit
learn.
if your feelings are hurt. No one should know. That's for you to deal with. It's not
Yeah.
for society to deal with. That's your problem.
Exactly, and that's what I would bitch about on my show.
Yeah. So we do agree on that. So maybe that's why we can be friends. That's the one thing we agree on. Absolute free speech.
Yeah. Even the
Absolutely.
internet.
Yep.
I think the internet should be uncensored.
Same.
Anyway.
Yeah, Caleb Schweiss Show.
Caleb
Keep an eye
Schweiss
out.
Show is the winner.
Honestly, I wanted to do a YouTube channel before we started doing podcasts. And then I was like, well, this is basically the same thing. I'll just do this instead.
Well, you could just do the YouTube anyway. Nobody would watch it.
No, I don't know about that. If I did my show on YouTube, I'm sure they would watch it.
There's certain things though that our videos would be marked as mature, most likely because of our language.
Oh.
Yeah.
They already are, though, unless I
Okay.
forget to mark explicit. Jake was like, there was one time where Jake was like, dude, iTunes is retarded. I'm like, why is that? He's like, oh, some of these it doesn't have listed as explicit. I'm like, that's me. That's not iTunes. I'm the one that selects the little explicit box, and I don't press it sometimes because I forget.
Yeah.
Or if I save as a draft, it doesn't save.
It's like
the
a
click.
small option in the Libsyn export.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you know what the best part was? Okay, so the first night we did the remote in podcasting, I got like drunk, right? Because I had a ton of beer in my fridge, and I was very toasty by the end of it because I had like 14 beers or something like that day just to get rid of every can of beer in my fridge. And like Libsyn changed the layout for uploading
That's right.
episodes like epically, and I was like, oh man. Oh shit. It's like, the name of it, okay, and then it's like iTunes name. I'm like, what? iTunes name like for the episode? I'm like, fuck, man. Oh shit. Like I didn't have any tweets or anything like that set up. I was like, fuck it. I'm just setting it in here and I'm just gonna release it. And I looked at the website, I'm like, okay, it's there. Everything's fine. It's released, but no tweet, no nothing. And like there's like 4 different panels now. But it was a nightmare. I was like, why did they do it now? Like, this is the only time I've been drunk and tried to, like, upload anything onto the internet, and it's got to be today that they're like, oh, new and improved. There's, like, 7 different tabs before you publish. I'm like, fuck. No. So, yeah, that was fun. But,
I love the, I got to get rid of the beer so I can, start losing weight again. And then somehow new beer shows up in the fridge every
I'm telling
week.
you, it reproduces. Now all that I have in there is the Bend the Knee Game of Thrones beer.
Waiting for the season finale.
Yes.
Fuck. How many more episodes are there left?
I think
Has there been 5?
today will be 5.
Okay.
So we should have 3 more episodes counting today. You got to get HBO or something.
Dude, last
you have HBO
last
now?
episode was so
Yeah, I do.
good.
Can
so
I
good.
borrow it from you for a little while?
I'm sure we could do that. Yeah,
I tried to borrow his credentials; it would not let me.
I think it's through Amazon. I have it, but I think you can still log in through HBO. Maybe not.
I
though.
tried
don't
to
know.
on my Fire Stick.
Really?
It wouldn't let me.
I had it before. Because I had it before, I've already used their free trial, so
You could.
only get
can't
the free trial for a week,
again.
so.
That's enough to watch all the Game of Thrones. I would once again be putting off that video game a little longer, but anyway.
You know what? Dwayne had a great idea.
I'm dying without it, dude.
He
Pisses
bought-
me off. There's like a season of Game of Thrones out there that I haven't watched.
He bought all of 6 seasons, and his plan is to buy each episode. Which at first I was like, that's crazy. They're like $4 a piece. But then I was like, wait a minute. HBO is $16 a month, and one a week is $4 a week. So he's basically paying the same as I am to buy the episodes and own them versus just rent them for the time that I have my subscription. So something to look into, something to think about. Like maybe we'd have to look at the fucking Voodoo and see if it's $4 a pop there. But if it is, we're spending the same amount of
I
money
think it is.
buying it.
I think their prices are the same as
we
Amazon's.
are.
It's not like we're going to watch anything else on HBO, so.
Well, you know the sad part is that's true because everything on HBO is on Amazon now.
Yep.
There's like so many shows from HBO that are on Prime. So like I've been watching all of The Wire just through Amazon. Like I haven't even used my HBO account for it.
Yep.
And it's like there's like 60 episodes.
But there are a lot of movies on HBO, like newer movies that like
yeah.
just came out of theaters, and so that I remember having HBO now, that being a real good positive on there.
Yeah, they
It's
do
like,
have-
Oh, I can actually watch this.
They have good new movies, and occasionally they'll have like best pictures from like 99, 98.
Yeah, they will.
Really good movies that like you just don't have.
A lot
on
of times
streaming
HBO
services.
will have good selections, so
Yeah.
that is something you won't have with other streamings. Exactly.
Yeah, Amazon's like, oh, you got a page of good stuff, and then the rest of stuff you would never watch in your life. Same with fucking Netflix.
So, do we want to get fat?
Yeah.
Okay, let's get fat. Cameron, how's everything? How's everything hanging in the old crotch region?
The old crotch region.
Everything's hanging pretty close to the knee, but
Ooh,
Close to the knee, huh?
Closer to the knee than for us.
Your grandfather balls specifically?
No. Those are hanging probably mid thigh, but joking.
Just joking, but yeah. Yeah, actually they are.
So saving money
been a
is
real
going
problem
swell.
when I run.
Again, I have been going to the gym very frequently, which is good.
How's Jim doing?
Jim's doing quite well.
Jim's doing well.
He does put me through the ringer. I always leave very sweaty
Oh.
and tired. I
Sounds hot.
think I tore something on my shoulder last time. So
How?
Did you act? If you actually tore something in your shoulder, I think you'd be put out.
no, it's only when I like use it a certain way. It gets kind of sore.
You pulled
but,
it a little
yeah.
bit.
Yeah, I probably pulled
Okay.
it. Harkens back to when I almost dislocated my other shoulder doing a military press, and now it does the poppy
There's a lot
thing.
of almost doing things with camera.
Yeah.
Just,
I almost
it's
did
like
this.
pre-diabetes. Like pre-diabetes exists, which it doesn't. You're
Just
either
like-
diabetic or not. Pre-diabetes is just the doctor telling you you're a fat ass.
Yeah.
You do know that, right?
Yep.
Everybody knows that? Okay.
Yep.
Pre-diabetes doesn't exist. I'm pre-diabetic. That doesn't fucking mean anything.
Just means fucking work out, you
It
lard.
just means you're fat.
I like
Means you could get it.
You're very close to possibly, you have the lifestyle in which you will probably get diabetes. That's all that means. People, listen, pre-diabetic does not exist. Your pancreas isn't in between. It either does work or it doesn't work.
It's only got a little bit of diabetes.
Yeah. I would say for Cameron's balls dipping in the toilet, that's probably why you have like 20-ounce bottles of water in the back so that
Yeah.
it doesn't fill up his eyes.
yeah, the old
The old dunk.
the old double dunk in the public restroom isn't good.
Yeah. I could just see you like grabbing your shaft and just like dunking your balls in there.
I always do a pre-flush in the bathroom.
I have to do a pre-flush
Public
in our
restroom,
bathroom.
I grab some toilette paper, wipe down the top of
He
the
takes
thing,
out his
flush
disinfectant
it,
wipes.
Pulls out
and,
some
uh,
candles, gives it a nice
Makes a night of it.
atmosphere. Yeah.
and I do the same thing when I leave too. Like I'm not leaving a pube here.
There was this one time
gross.
where I was just fucking dying at work. I was so tired. And so I go to the bathroom and I start to fall asleep while on the toilet. And what rouses me is as I was sleeping, my balls relaxed. And then it just went boink. And I'm like,
God, dude.
And then they went back inside.
that was the refresher. I needed to get back to work. So
Yeah,
Refresh.
that's your 10-minute. It's a 10-minute process too. He's got it down to
I
a
didn't know
second.
this was a bidet.
no.
It's a time thing. You're like, okay, I got a 10-minute break. I'm gonna go in there and just sleep with my balls hanging out, so that I wake up right on time.
Oh man, warm days are the best. But besides the point, just
Give
like
me your
I
sack, man.
just like no,
like
nothing.
pull on it when it was cold.
No.
just ruin it.
Nope.
From what Cameron has said, I'm pretty sure his schlong is like 8 inches long. So I'm always
Yeah, but
going
it's-
to be like, let's not do
And
the
then his
dildo
balls
thing.
are 9.
Yeah.
No.
It's a golf ball egg thing.
It's just if you have something that's quite heavy in a sack, they tend to hang low in a sack. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Wait, who's got big balls?
We've got the biggest balls of
He's
all.
got big balls.
Okay, let's not talk about that. But just like I've almost written a forum article this last week, but I didn't quite.
Okay, you're a lot of almost here, Cameron.
Hey, I
I
went to the
almost
gym.
pulled my shoulder.
I did go to the gym, and it was through hard work that I almost pulled I did pull a shoulder muscle. So, yeah.
Okay.
Didn't put
Gotta
as
stretch.
much money into the bank account as I wanted, but I've already
You
did
almost
last
put
week.
enough.
So I did put some money last week, but I'm almost on track with my book reading.
That's good.
I'm only 2 books behind schedule, and I'm almost done with that first of the 2. Yeah, I'm catching up,
Nice.
but that's where I'm at.
Okay. Craigert.
Everything's good.
Fucking damn you. Fuck you.
Yeah, dude. Love those vague goals.
Love them.
Oh, dude.
I'm pretty sure you in 10 years from now will love him too.
yeah.
Oh, the vagueness of
Yeah.
where you wanted to be.
Yeah, I
Love
love
it.
I
You'll
love
be
it.
right where you want.
Love the vague. But dude, So I found out that, like, at my work, everybody in the previous shift basically got the day off on, like, Thursday or whatever, so they could just watch people drop shit on our safes. I was like, I want to do that shit. I want to see people drop cars on our fucking safes, you bastards. Like, why do I not get this shit?
That sucks.
Dude, it was... I had to watch videos of it on, like, our fucking website.
It's not as satisfying.
No! They fucking dropped, like, cylinder blocks on,
Yeah,
like...
because when I'm trying to break into a safe, I get a crane
And a car.
a fucking Ford F-150, and
No,
I
no,
let
no,
that
no.
shit.
They were
No,
like
no, no.
they were like
Drop.
testing our safes against like other people's safes.
What
and like other
boggles
people's
me-
safes literally fucking exploded.
What
and it was awesome.
boggles
looking.
me is why they would
They also
drop.
strap TNT.
Why would
into
they
it to
just
make it
drop
look
a
cool.
car onto a safe? Why not just fucking crank the safe up in the air and drop the safe? That seems more like what would happen.
It's not as awesome though.
Yeah,
You get to see
you
a car
You want to
destroyed.
watch people drop
Yeah, but
shit.
someone trying to get into a fucking safe, they're not going to drop their fucking car onto
Maybe.
it. They're going to drop the fucking safe and crack
Maybe
that
if you're
bitch open.
Rager engineering.
If you're getting robbed by an engineer and he's like, okay, if I get this ramp,
In
at
fact, all you'd have to do is get something
45.
like a fucking steel wedge on the ground and drop the fucking safe onto the steel wedge.
So people got paid to watch.
Yeah, people got paid to watch them drop shit on safes like all day, and then they got to record it.
You should have had the day shift.
I know.
you piece of shit.
I did ask for it, but they gave me the other one.
You get more for working on the night.
We got to keep
yes.
this dude in the
Well,
back.
there you go. I would do it.
But I'm not working in the night, so
Like
I'm just working the afternoon to the night.
Sucks. The
Wait,
worst
do you
shift
work 5
ever
days a
made.
week
No, 4.
for 410s?
Yeah.
Oh wow, I'm jealous. That's nice. I don't work at all though, so that's nice.
I would like that very much.
Yeah, I just play.
Yeah, I'm
spades and
surprised you just
hearts.
don't play more games at work. Just
Dude,
just bring your PSP.
Dude, yeah,
I'm going
literally
to.
get like
I'm
a
gonna buy that game
Get
and
your
I'm gonna bring my
DS and
PSP.
just play the shitload out of your like.
I brought
certain
it and I
games.
can't play Pokemon Blue anymore. I don't want to play it.
You don't have to play Pokemon Blue.
That's like one of the only games I have.
Well, fucking, I have other games.
I don't
want to
play. I don't really want to play
that.
that Legend of Legacy game either.
I have other games you can borrow if you want.
No.
No,
Yeah, I'll just bring my.
I'll just buy a fucking $200
The
DS
DS
for
is dead.
literally no fucking reason.
What I would buy.
See it on eBay tomorrow.
No,
Yeah.
I'll play a couple tactics games on the DS. I got Advanced 2 at least. That's
Yeah.
probably about it.
Or we could all get Monster Hunter and play that again.
Monster Hunter World's coming out.
I know, but we can prep for that by playing Monster Hunter on the PSP.
You play all the Crystal Chronicle
On
games
PSP,
ahead of time.
Yeah, the one that we played.
Can I get them on DS?
Oh, a few of them
I don't
are.
know about that one.
Jesus.
It
Oh
was
no, you're
fun.
right.
I don't
do
think
have
we can
them,
even
yeah.
play that anymore.
All you need
I'm
is a
gonna play
Wi-Fi
those in
connection.
order.
I mean,
So no.
because you connected to each other. It wasn't like you're connected
Yeah, with
to a
the ad
server.
hoc, but I don't know if that works anymore.
We can always try.
PSP is dead, dude.
I think I will. I think I will buy that Alone in the Dark game and bring my PSP to work. I think I'll play it.
Can't play it on PSP
Well, why?
because it doesn't work. You need the
it says it
L2
does.
and R2 buttons. It's a liar. I think one of our listeners got it on, but I think he was using hacks in order to get it on there.
HAX.
Yeah,
Hacks.
hacks.
Okay.
Yeah.
They sell that thing on Steam like it actually works on your computer. It doesn't work on Windows 10, and it's sold on Steam. Like, there should be some sort of regulation with Steam. It's just like, this doesn't work on Windows 10, don't buy it.
Well,
Unless you have Windows 7 or something.
wait. Yeah.
Well, they do have a little notification on the thing that tells you what it works on, like which operating systems.
It's not what Joe wants to
and
hear
there's
right
like
now.
the system requirements. that tells
System
you stuff.
requirements tell you what your minimal requirements
They
are.
also tell you the maximum, but it also should tell you what operating system you should be using.
You could run that game on a calculator, probably. Like, come on.
You probably could, but for some odd reason, Windows 10 is like, I can't do it.
but the calculator would be using the right operating system. Caleb.
I'll have to look at that page and see if it says anything about like this thing doesn't work on Windows 10. But I was not the only one in that community that had problems.
Yeah, I imagine not.
Yeah.
There are problems with that, dude. There's like
There is a herd of people who don't read the instructions, so you're right.
Yeah, there is. There's a lot of people that don't read instructions. Just like there's an infinitesimal amount of people that don't read the agreement stuff for the iTunes.
Do you actually read it?
Yes.
You're a fucking liar.
You have it read to you,
Dude,
don't
I
you, you little
haven't
piece
I
of
haven't
shit.
even updated iTunes in like 10 years, so I haven't needed to read it.
It's the we have the right to sew your mouth to the butthole of another iTunes user.
Yep. That's exactly why I have never updated iTunes, because of that fucking
I
South
saw
Park
that South Park episode, man.
I know the truth. I know what they want to do.
You had a big goal win, didn't you, Schweiss?
Yeah, I did. I was going to do $7,000 on my pay down 7,000 of principal. I almost said interest like 4 times, and I was like, "What is that word?" $7,000 of in principal on my home this year, and I have achieved that goal.
Congratulations!
4 months early.
Nice.
I mean, it was a payment that was a little not late, but not early either.
Did you see
broke?
How much time did it save you?
I think right now I am in December of 2020 or January of 2021. As far as like, if I were to just pay the minimum, that's where I would be with the amount I owe now. So I'm like, what is that, 3 years ahead of schedule? 3.5 years?
Wait, how long is your mortgage?
It's a 30-year.
It's a 30-year?
Yeah.
2020 is only 4 years away. Sorry, 3 years away.
Yeah, 3 years. I'm saying I'm 3 years.
He is right, and he would be in 2020 with how much he's paid off now.
Yeah. That's where, so if I just paid the minimum.
Oh, okay. So you right now would be 2020, not your house should be paid off in 2020.
No.
Okay.
If it were paid
That's
off
what it
in
sounded
20
like to me.
I still owe $115,000.
Yeah.
Paying it off in 2020 would involve me making a lot more money. So get on there and buy those Nude Clan shirts, people. audibletrial.com/Nude Clan.
You're right, because we've pocketed so much money.
Has anyone gone the Audible link yet?
Yeah, a couple
Yeah.
people.
Nice. Thank you, guys.
Our website, audibletrial.com/newclan.
Of course. So that goal is going well. I failed buying games because I bought a game and I have said that I will buy another. So that one's dead.
Tribunal.
I haven't done podcast or not podcast. Jesus, I've done those blog posts recently. I tried to do one for Disturbed, but I finished listening to Believe, and I just couldn't anymore. I just got tired of listening to Disturbed.
Nice.
So it's a better album than I remember. It's
Nice,
okay.
yeah.
You know, I've had a few listeners tell me that they want you guys to go watch the Emoji Movie as punishment for not doing your blog posts.
Do it. Both of you.
And then
You're
we
gonna
have
make
to
me-
do.
then you have to
make
do a
me
review.
sing-
And then we
You're
do
gonna
a
make
blog
me
post.
sing Dying Light or whatever that song is for.
The Light.
Yeah, the light from Disturbed. You're gonna make me sing that. I thought that's what you're gonna do.
Well, we joked about
Dude,
it,
the
but
funniest-
we didn't do tribunal.
Anything other than the Emoji Movie.
We
You know
didn't
what?
go into the tribunal for that.
It's super funny. On Thursday, one of the girls in my that works for the same department as me. She lives in DeLand though, because we have like 2 different centers.
And you live in DC?
Yes.
Okay.
And she put in
air?
a tweet out, and she was like, "Oh, I was just having a rough day, and this is the motivation I needed." And it was Spotify, Disturbed, The Light. And I
then you
tweeted her
killed
back,
her, right?
and I was like, "I literally mock this song daily." And she's like, "Why?" I'm like, "It is horrible. It's horrifying. Like this, it's so jazzy and just it's disgusting. There's no other way around
This
it."
is the Nude Clan podcast, the show where we rip on Disturbed.
Yeah, a band that we all like.
Disturbed's new album.
That's true. We all kind of enjoy it. Disturbed.
I went to see a Disturbed concert.
I did too, and I went for them, and
They got my fucking hard-earned money.
Yeah, I
They
went
did.
for them, and they were totally outshone by another band that I don't even like that much.
I am a bigger Avenged Sevenfold fan, and so I did.
Well, I'm a bigger Disturbed fan,
I was-
and I still thought Avenged Sevenfold was twice as good as they were live. I was like, this shouldn't be this way. It should be them last. They're a lot better.
I love Avenged
Stage
Sevenfold.
performance, the stage antics itself. like
His
just
voice was more on.
yeah, his voice is.
Disturbed guy's voice is.
It's not what it was.
It's
It's not what it sounds like on the
No,
album.
I've seen
can't go,
pro
"Oh,
shot
wow,"
footage from the late 90s.
that
and
long,
They're
and then
still not.
not.
Oh,
Separate
I
voice
have the Sickness album. I have it has some live tracks, and he wasn't really on then either.
Yeah,
so,
he
I
was.
agree.
He's never been a great live
I
vocalist.
never
like
understood
close.
people who like to
Close.
watch live or who like to listen to live music. I don't like
Live-
Oh man, Metallica 1989 Seattle and Mexico City. They're fucking better than the albums. They're so fucking good. in those performances.
I just can't handle the people in the background. I'm like, if I'm listening
I
to music, I
love
want it to
it.
be high
I don't know,
quality.
man.
AC/DC Live was one of the earliest albums I bought. The only reason why I bought it is because it was the closest thing to a greatest hits CD I could get. But them
I bought
live,
that same one.
not as great. Yeah, I should have just bought any other CD.
I hate live albums. I just do.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Sometimes there's an energy to the live performances I like. and
I feel like it's
those
better
live
when you're
albums.
there,
So I
though.
totally do. I disagree with you, Cameron. I just disagree.
I don't like it.
Disagree.
I also don't like the people in the background. That's what I don't like.
All right, people who hate music. It's okay.
It's not that I hate the music. I just hate the people enjoying the music.
Oh boy.
Let's see. I haven't resubmitted my 401k thing yet, so I'm still failing that one, and I probably will fail it, just because the new company also matches less than the old company. So I would just be throwing my own money in there with no match. I'm not sure I want to do that. I'm also not
You're
sure.
supposed to just put in enough to get the match maximum. That's what I've heard from people online. So whatever that means, but
It's not good there. It's like half of 4%, so I get 2%.
you get 2%.
I get full match up to 5.
Yeah, see, that's great. And my old one was better too. It was half of 6, and I'm also, I don't know. I'm not sure if I want to do that anymore. I might just put all of the extra money into my house and have that as my plan.
Your plan is to have rental properties.
Yeah, I might do that instead.
Okay, it's okay.
I don't know.
He's always
though.
wanted to be a slumlord anyway.
It's your prerogative.
Yeah, I want to go buy Starcrest and rent all those out. Be the master of the poor.
Oh boy.
Dude, there's like meth problems over there.
I don't care.
What?
As long as they pay me. As long as they pay me, they can brew
Wait,
whatever they
you're
want.
saying we lived in a terrible apartment complex, Craig?
Yeah, I'm saying
What?
that. I know.
What?
It's a surprise.
You're saying there were police cars and people fucking, I'm pretty sure someone was some spousal abuse going on upstairs. And
Yep.
At least we don't live
Okay.
in the boulders.
I don't know, man. Starcrest
Dude.
is probably give them a run for their money.
Starcrest
Boulders-
is probably seedier.
Was almost burned down.
The Boulders is
And there's active stabbings
Dude,
there all
the
the
Boulders
time.
There
is,
were people
is
making
worse.
meth
There are
in the fucking...
there are very few murders in Provo, and they all happen at the Boulders.
That is
Yeah.
true, yeah. it
and
is.
I don't think we ever had a murder at Starcrest.
No.
I did kick someone's fender in, but they deserved it, so.
Did
what
you
else?
also kick the dumpster in?
No. Oh, I beat the shit out of a dresser though on top of the dumpster. It didn't dent it; it just splintered the wood. But shit, what else do I have? I'm not beating Craig at the hog.
No, you are not.
he's
Craig
like, what,
is 5 ahead of you.
5? Oh.
God, I got to
That's
beat.
more than I thought.
I got to beat Zodiac Age. I've got to beat.
I'm right there on Zodiac Age 2.
Zodiac Age 2?
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
What else
It would
did
just
I?
be 12 2.
Don't buy games. I failed that already. Blog posts failing, but not failed yet.
You already went over these.
I don't remember what the
I
other
think-
ones
I
were.
think
oh,
getting
the
the-
books. Yeah, I'm failing.
The
at that,
principal
too.
on your house is pretty great.
Yeah.
Are you going to add more to it?
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I'm going to keep paying as much as I.
So
humanly
you
can.
saved yourself 3 years this year.
Not just
that right?
this year. It's overall.
Overall, you've saved yourself.
I can
3 years.
look and it would take some.
Wasn't it last year when you started adding principal?
I've added a little bit here and there, but really adding last year, yeah.
Yeah.
And this year I've kind of skimmed on a couple months.
You're living as if you were living in one of the overpriced apartment complexes in Provo.
Yeah, and I was the only one paying for it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm paying like $1,000+ a month, which is a lot.
Yeah.
I'm
Apartments
also
around here are fucking... Versus what people are paying for their mortgage, it's like, you should not rent in Provo.
yeah.
You should not.
Well, that's the beauty is I'm gonna rent this fucker when I'm done, so
Oh, okay.
I will be one of those people that are part of the problem.
Well, you could rent it before you're done, too.
Yeah, I could
You
technically.
can get a place with a nice room for Nude Clan. Just saying, whatever.
Yeah,
Just planting the seed.
Yeah, a basement that's
Let it grow.
soundproofed.
You could do an unfinished basement, and then we could just finish it and make it look like make it a Nude Clan zone.
I have considered that, buying a house big enough that I could just dedicate a room to podcasting, which would be
Yeah.
great. But I don't know. I want to pay this one off first, and then I move into the next one, so I have nothing holding me back.
Did you look on that Dave Ramsey thing to see how fast you can paying off?
It was still a while.
Yeah, it was still, you were like 40, right?
Yeah.
Which is still great for paying off a house.
I want to do it before I turn 31, which means I'm going to have to go crazy. I will adopt and this will be also a segment on the Caleb Schweiss show. It'll be how to live for $20 every 3 months for food.
How to live on ramen alone.
You got to buy ramen and rice.
A man can't live on.
nothing
Yes, he
else.
can. He can live on ramen alone.
It's ramen and vitamins to make sure you don't die. Take your daily
Vitamin
Centrum.
gummies for specifically
multivitamin
for
and
Schweiss.
top ramen, motherfucker.
Multivitamin, yeah. You can stay healthy. Just
Gonna
your
get those
sodium is gonna be
get
crazy.
those Flintstone gummies.
Yeah.
Just the 1-a-day men's vitamins, and then
I should be fine with just
Yeah.
that. Yeah, that's what I'm supposed to take with Atkins, but I always forget to take it. So.
Nice.
But I won't forget when I start like getting all sallow and shit because I'm just eating salt.
Dude, I forget to take my allergy medication, even though I'm terrible without it.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that.
Well, you forget a lot of stuff, to be honest, living with you. Like, there would just be like food on the couch, like not like random. Like it wouldn't be
It's
like
on the counter.
It wouldn't be like food, like random, like you ate the food and it was just there. It would be like cheese or something, like some regular item, and I'm like,
Something perishable just on
I'm
the
like,
counter.
why is that there? I'm like, must have been making his food, like getting ready,
Cameron's
and then just
absent-mindedness.
oh shit, I gotta go, and then bam.
Always thinking about how to save the world. Because
I do it too, but
So I'm going to take over from you. The retirement account. I started an account with TD Ameritrade 2 days ago to start a standard IRA, individual retirement account. And I'm going to be trying to put 15% of my income into that retirement account every time I get paid. The reason I'm doing that as opposed to 401k is because my company doesn't offer 401k, and
good reason.
I'm looking forward to the next 10 years of having a lot of odd jobs. I'm expecting it. And that's just kind of my life plan right now. And so I need an individual retirement account so I could just, every time I get paid, put 15% in. I think that would be responsible to do, so I'm doing that right now. I've heard 25 is the perfect age. I've heard it's the earlier you start, the better, of course, so you don't have to be living off Social Security like a loser for the rest of your life. Once you get into retirement age, you can just you can have your own kind of thing. So the earlier you start, the better. So I'm like, okay, I'm 25. It's time to start now. And so I'm doing that. So I started that. I have had no credit because my dad, as he was paying for my school, said, "Thou shalt not, while I am paying for your school, get into any debt whatsoever." And I said, okay, I will respect your wishes. And so I did. But I have now opened 2 lines of credit that I will be putting small bills on and paying off every month. This is my plan, so that I can build credit so that in 10 or so years I can buy a house without like a gigantic down payment.
Yeah, the son is not the father, but the son now pays for the father's ways.
Well, I got a sister who has really good credit and is really good with money, who kind of does the opposite thing that my father does. Because my father is like a penny pincher saver kind of guy, and he'll pay with the exception of his house, he's paid everything with cash, his cars and everything. He's just always saves. And then gets into a position where he's like, I'm going to buy a $30,000 truck with cash. And he just does that, which is admirable. So I respect my father a lot for that kind of like self-control and kind of long-term goal-oriented kind of guy. So I'm glad I have some of that in me. But at the same time, it's like I'm kind of I want to be a little bit more of a realist. I don't have the long-term Army career that he had ahead of me, so I do need lines of credit. Although I don't want to get into a bunch of debt. So I got 2 credit cards. I'm gonna get a third one that have really low maximums. They're like $200, and I'm just gonna try to build my credit that way. And it's just to build credit, not to get stupid and in debt and buy a bunch of stuff.
Jake says, sounds like his kind of guy, but Jake, no. His dad actually has money, though, is the difference. Your kind of guy, maybe, but only because you're poor. Continue.
Well, my dad grew up really poor, and his parents were terrible with money.
Oh yeah.
And so my dad, like, they got into huge amounts of debt. And then my dad, when he got married with my mom, he tried to start a business, and he got into huge amounts of debt, and had just since then, he's just had like this mindset of like, it's evil.
Yeah.
Debt is evil. And so he has given me that kind of all the issues that he has with people getting into debt. He has thrown on me and lectures me about constantly, despite the fact that I've never gotten in debt. He has, so he kind of comes from that aspect, and I respect it. He's very Dave Ramsey centric. I think he worships Dave Ramsey. And so like, it's fine. And, there's a lot of advice that I will take from him. At the same time, I do know that I'm not 17 and getting a credit card. I'm 25 and getting a credit card. And I think I can trust myself to not.
I think that's the first
crazy with
actual release of your age that you've ever done.
Okay, I'm 25, guys. June 1st, 1992. You want to know my Social Security number?
Yes, please.
Yes, actually, yeah. We'll
He's
we'll help you
zodiac
build that
sign of the
credit
monkey.
right away.
We'll get you some debt so you can build a credit. Yeah, the sick part is the best way to do it is by not paying it off, is by paying the minimum until you pay off the loan.
I have heard from some dude on YouTube with like an 800 and something credit score that there's a certain percentage you don't go above, and then you pay it off before the due date. So he has a different thing. I'm going to listen to him.
I've done that.
I
and
don't
mine's not 800 yet.
Yeah.
Mine's only like
How old is this guy on YouTube?
770
Like
something.
30s.
There you go. You just have to put in the time. That's what credit's also about. It's the
Now,
amount
that
of
is
time.
true.
Yeah,
That
I
is
think
true.
he said 15% of your credit score is based upon how long you've had lines
Yeah.
of credit open.
Well, what's
so there's
fucking retarded-
There's no chance for me right now. But
Yeah. What's fucking retarded is like when I look at my FICA score, it's like
FICO.
FICO. Yeah, FICO, you're right. It's an O.
I know I'm right. I do his credit every day.
When I look at it, it's like major things affecting it. It's like, oh, in the positive, it's amount of time you've had an account open. And in the negative, it's like amount of time you've had an account open. Like, what the fuck, man? You're like, oh, it's good, but it's also bad. So basically, the best part about it is the worst part about it. So,
Yeah.
and it is you can build it quickly if you do not pay it off.
You
but it's
can
not worth
have
it.
multiple lines of credit that are in good standing. That helps when you have multiple lines of credit, or if you have something long like a house or a
Yeah.
car, and you make on-time payments. You don't fuck that up. What's bad is don't get store credit. Don't go get a Nordstrom card. Don't get like a Target card.
Well, you can just make sure you pay it off.
Yes,
Don't
but,
use that as your.
but don't use that to build your credit because
No.
they're usually really bad on percentage rates. Incentives are bad if you enter those too because you use the incentives in store.
Yeah.
And opening up that type of credit card does hurt your credit until you've grown it a bit.
this is my plan. I got 3 cards. I only have 2 coming in right now. I'll have 3 cards, and one will be my cell phone bill, one will be my health insurance, and then one will be like my HBO and Netflix and shit. And then I'll just pay those off every month.
Yeah, see, that's the thing is like, for me, it's not debt if I'm going to pay it off. So, like, yes, it's technically credit. It's a credit that it's a loan that I have out. But I planned on spending that money anyway.
You don't plan on paying just the minimum. You plan on paying it off completely.
Exactly, yeah. So, in a way, you are doing what your dad does. Just in a different way. You're getting
Just
the money.
this way, because that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I'm going to have to pay these small bills anyway.
Yeah, you
So-
can't not pay your insurance. Like
I just have to be responsible enough to actually do that.
Yeah.
And not to be like, oh, I have money that I don't have.
Yeah, and the beautiful thing
Which
about
is
it.
a lot of people get in trouble with that, but I feel like I've had enough education to know that that's not
Right,
okay
and
to
the
do.
nice thing about having good credit and a good amount available to you is if you ever are in a huge pinch, you can take out more than you have.
But then if you're in a huge pinch, it doesn't get resolved right away. Then you have all of that.
That's true,
have
you
to start
do,
over.
but it's still better than not having it at all. It is an insurance policy of sorts. Me having a couple grand available to me via credit at any time, if I do lose my job, I now just have to make up my house payment and the bills I can use my card for that I can pay off later. It's not ideal, and it's not a permanent fix, but it is something at least. But if Joe were in my situation and didn't have any credit, which would almost be impossible to be where I'm at, and you've lost it, then you wouldn't have that. You would only have like $300, $500 worth of bills that you could pay for however long it takes you to get another job, kind of a thing. And also, it gets to a point where you make money off of the loan itself. Like, my cards. Like, I bought Nier Automata and almost all of a 3 terabyte external hard drive from just like 6 months of rewards points from my Visa. Like, just free shit. Like, it's awesome.
3 terabyte thing is awesome, ain't it?
Yeah, it's fucking great. Anyone that runs out of space ever should just buy an external hard drive for their PS4 and never worry about it again.
Oh,
yeah, dude, those 3 terabyte ones are like $100, and you never.
I like how
run out of
Craig
space.
goes straight to the 3 terabyte because he has so many games that he needs that.
Oh, that's what I bought too.
Well, dude, it's
I was
only like
I don't wanna-
$100, and then the cheaper ones are like $10 less.
Yeah, it's $10
it's
less.
better
for
to
each.
just get the 3 terabyte
Each
one.
terabyte.
Yeah, it was $59.99 for the 1 terabyte.
10 years from now, someone's going to listen to this and be like,
Terabyte?
terabyte?
Fucking losers.
What about a quadrantabyte?
Okay, well,
What kind of game? What is this? Yeah.
It's like back when like 400 megabits on a CD. What are you, stupid?
Yeah, or 8 megabit memory cards.
Oh my
Like, that
god,
was the
floppies.
shit. Yeah.
Eight. I think it was 8 on a floppy, right?
Yeah, something like
Or
that.
on a 3/4 inch floppy. Then there were bigger floppies before that, but not that old. Some people will be.
But yeah, so that'll be
Listen
good
to
once
this
you
show.
start actually.
it's a petabyte drive, which is where people are going to go to.
There you go. Yeah, the pedos.
A petabyte drive right now, you can see the prices.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Fuck that shit.
What is it, like a couple hundred?
It's 38,000.
Oh my god!
Into a couple hundred.
This is the pedophile drive.
It is a 1,024.
Every instance of child pornography.
It is
of
a
all time.
thousand. It's
$38,000.
1,024 terabytes.
That is insane.
Yeah.
That is probably about how much that would be too. If I bought
Just imagine that being like $100, and they'd be like, "What are you talking about? $100 for 3 terabytes?"
fucking ripped off. Yeah, so that'll be good once you start getting that going.
Well, yeah, my job right now is to get into adult mode.
yeah.
So right now I'm still living with my parents, but when that credit card comes in, I'm gonna go get my phone number released from T-Mobile and have my own cell phone plan. And then right now I'm saving up for a car, which I
join my
should
plan.
get. Which
You
I
just pay
should
me
get
for
in. No, I'm not going to join anybody else's plan.
No. See, if you join my plan, then it's going to be super cheap for everyone.
Anyway, I'm gonna save up for like a $3,000 car, so that'll take like 2 or 3 more paychecks, which is the reason why I have to get rides down here because I'm waiting for that. $3,000 car, get my own car insurance, and then from there I'm saving up to move out after that. So
Got to be careful with them $3,000 cars, though.
I know I'm just getting a $3,000 car, and then I'll save past that to try to buy a better car in the future. But I have no credit right now, Cameron.
Right.
So it's like I can get $3,000 car and get a $7,000 car, which will
If
be
you get a
slightly better.
$3,000 car that's been taken care of, then you can usually do all right. But I had a $3,000 car, and the repairs for it were just like having a new vehicle. So
I
I'm
know.
like,
That's what I've
yeah.
had multiple arguments with my father about. Just like, but I
There was a
can't-
point where I was like,
no one's gonna co-sign a loan with me right now.
I didn't.
So I'm
You
just,
know what?
I gotta
actually-
buy a car.
I was going to
with
say
a-
I didn't need to
with cash.
co-sign a loan, but they just I didn't need to co-sign.
I was talking to Alex about this the other day, and I was like, maybe I should just co-sign with Joe. I mean, like, come on, son, let's get you that car. Like, I made you. I don't know if I can though.
I will not co-sign for anyone. I don't care. I'm not going to be anyone's co-signer. I don't want it.
I was thinking for like a $7,000 car. But anyway, I'll probably get a $3,000 clunker and save up, and I won't be using the car very much. The truck I'm using for work, I just drive that back and forth from home. So
Yeah.
the only time I need the car is when I'm coming here or getting groceries.
Yeah, there's that Domino's that did your other car. Right?
Domino's, oh man, dude, that destroyed. That car could have lasted twice, maybe 3 times.
It's
as
that
long.
city driving is what wears
horrible,
down
dude.
a car the fastest.
Horrible.
Your brakes get worn down faster. Your everything. You're shifting gears all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the situation I'm in. I'm like, I kind of want to do a podcast and like, let's figure out how to be an adult podcast. So I live off my parents. Not really. I mean, I paid my rent and stuff like that, but I live off of their like schooling, and I couldn't do anything because like we had a deal not to do anything while they were paying for my schooling. And so now I'm in the position where they're like, you need to get the hell out of the house. And I'm like, well, I'm not really set up for that. And like, okay, well, you can stay here while you get set up for that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Man, it's kind of funny how different like my grandpa's method is versus your dad's. Like, he has a Dave. He gave me his Dave Ramsey book, but he told me like when he loaned it to me, he was like, "Just remember, that's for people who are bad with money." So I'd love to see like those two just talk about like how money is, but one of them's dead, so it's not going to happen. But
Well,
Yeah, but how was your grandpa ever in debt?
how much of an arguer was your grandpa?
he's very similar to me, where he's kind of an ass. So decently.
Okay, well, my dad's quite an arguer.
Yeah.
He
Well,
loves to argue.
I maybe we should him and
Let's
I
get
should
your
talk.
grandpa from the grave.
Yeah, his
Someone-
shambling corpse.
Someone
and all.
asked, wouldn't Lyft or Uber be cheaper? And I'm like, do you know the distance you'd have to get a ride for?
I would never call my dad bad with money, though.
No, I'm not saying it's not.
It's like
I would say
Utah
that
would
his
not be
his
better.
ideas are for people who are bad with money or who are really really good with it.
I've realized why I never got anything when I was a kid. It's because my dad was always hoarding money. It's like my dad could have probably afforded, some better stuff. Like when I'm like, "Hey guys, just get better internet, please. It's going to make our lives easier," and they're like, they refuse because they don't want to pay any more money for it. They're just penny pinchers, and like I never want to be cheap like them, but at the same time, there's some
Value to it.
some value to that.
There really
kind
is.
of
Yeah. It's-
frugal living, I guess.
I mean, fuck. I bought like a shitload of stuff from Sam's Club and Costco recently.
Oh, so my dad just started his like saddle making business, right?
Yeah.
He has his retirement income paying off his mortgage and paying for food every
So,
month. And he bought all of his like really expensive equipment with cash
Wow.
because he just saved it forever. And he's paid my school stuff with cash. He paid my I only paid for one semester of my schooling. He paid for all the rest of it with cash.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fucking money.
Yeah, he's just a hoarder. Like when it comes to money, anyway.
so I just found a estimate
it go.
online for how much it cost Joe to lift here from Ogden, and that's $88 for that ride.
Nope.
Wait, wouldn't Lyft be cheaper than getting a car
It's
and driving? to
$88 a week.
Is that what that is in there?
yeah, so 80.
Oh no, dude, no, that is not cheaper.
Yeah, it's for one ride from Provo to Ogden. That's $88.31.
Utah might not be a very
Holy
large
shit.
state, but it's
That's
large enough.
that from here to Ogden. That is a ride.
It's an hour and a half drive.
yeah,
It's
one way. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's 40. Is it 50 miles to Salt Lake from here? And Salt Lake's just above the midpoint. So I think it's like 90 miles to Ogden from here. So
Yeah.
just remember that. It is
70
not
miles.
cheaper to take a Lyft or
It's
an
70
Uber.
miles.
It's about $8 worth of gas
Yeah.
for both way trip. So no one has a Hummer here. So that's good.
Yeah. No.
Anyway, so this was a very enlightening video game centered show.
Yep.
This week, I
Always.
appreciate all you guys for listening to Nude Clan and possibly listening to the Caleb Schweiss happy hour or whatever the hell it's going to be called. If that ever actually happens, let him know if you actually want to. If you actively want to listen to a Caleb Schweiss show, please let him know. Or if you want to listen to a Joseph Figolier show for you. 40% of listeners or whatever, you can listen to me as well. And hey, if you want to listen to a Caleb Craig or Cameron Wilson show, just let them know as well. I was regretting immediately. I was like, I should have fucking put their names down. 'Cause
No.
Now I kind of want to see.
Yeah. You want to just have that little bit extra.
Yeah, you want to see the
Little jack off material.
Yeah.
I don't know, Caleb.
He just wants to stroke that ego.
It's just gonna be me.
I couldn't
wants a me
beat
show.
Schweiss, so let's put these other two on here.
Well, he didn't know that at first.
Yeah.
He didn't know
Well,
that was
yeah.
gonna turn.
I didn't know. I was hoping, well, I hope they vote for both of us because that was like you could choose multiple.
Right.
And so, but it made it very clear that a lot of people chose me and him, but then there were a lot who just chose him.
Yeah.
I think there was one person who only
No,
chose me.
$88 a week is
And they chose
$352 a
Schweiss.
month. That's a car payment. So
Yeah, that's a car payment. That's not a good one.
no, that's like a lease
Expensive car.
payment.
Yeah.
Anyway, You can tweet me at Joseph DeGolier.
Me at Nude Clan Cam.
Me at Obsidian Ba.
Me at UFF Podcast.
You can go to nudeclan.com and find everything there, as well as audibletrial.com/nudeclan if you want to get an Audible trial, and that will help us out. There's Patreon links on nudeclan.com, nudeclan.net. We do not own nudeclan.com. Nudeclan.net, Patreon link, Amazon link, and PayPal link if you want to support the show that way. Let's see. Twitch.tv/NudeClan Gaming, Facebook.com/NudeClan Podcast. It's Nude spelled NEWD on Facebook. And, UFF, Ultimate Final Fantasy, great show. Godzilla Podcast, great show. Super Sexy Swing Fanfiction, dead show.
Yep.
Got some other shows in the works, of course. We'll see you guys next week.
Enjoy the nude.
May the list go on.
Live always in the nude.
Fuck me.
Yes!